Testing. 1, 2, 3. In the place to be. You got Bastion Void and you got me. Hello. And welcome to Friday night gaming and chill with Equip. I am joined by my friend and co-host Bastion Void. This is Joe Bastardo.
Hi, hey Kev.
What's up, Joe? So glad to have you here today.
Yeah, man, nice to see you.
You too. I don't think we've even formally hung out in a while. It's been quite a while. It's I'm glad to be doing something we both care about, which is talking about spending a lot of money on games.
Yep.
If there were an angel and a devil on my shoulder when I'm thinking about buying games, Joe is always my devil. So.
Likewise.
Yeah.
We're just constantly texting each other about stuff that we want to buy.
That's so true.
It's like, yeah, but have you heard of this? And it's like, oh, well, now I want to buy that too.
Yeah. God, I was in such a hurry. I didn't even get my ears on. Let's fix that really quick.
Yeah. And,
necessary. Getting into character here. Okay. Oh, we got Joe's baby kitten mildew. So cute. How's the levels? Can everyone hear us out there? I got like system audio piped in. I got game audio. I got the Equip audio. I think we're good. I can hear myself. Sick. Okay. So yeah, I told everyone on the Neo Gaia stream that I would have Mark on and we were going to DJ video game music tracks, but he actually had to take in, he forgot he had a vet appointment with Dijon, his dear little furry friend. So I hit up Joe this morning and I was like, hey, this is terribly last minute, but you want to join the stream? And yeah, oh, I forgot that we're piping in audio from the capture card. How's that? Okay. I don't mean to double pipe in the audio. That always happens when I'm not looking. OBS is always sneaking in an audio source there. Joe and I, geez, when did we meet, man? 2017?
We met,
or 2016?
2017, or we met in like 2017, right when your first Palace cassette came out.
Right.
And I was like, who's this guy that has like the perfect Seiken Densetsu 3 reference as his album art? And it was Kyle Lanstra, the synth musician.
Good old Kyle.
Your friend in Chicago. Yeah. He was like, oh, if you like it, you should hit him up. He's a really nice guy. And yeah, man, I don't think we ever stopped texting about video games ever since then.
That's right.
It's funny. It was like two months later, we were like buying plane tickets to Japan to go game shopping. And then, of course, Colin and I were touring. You know, that was like kind of the main reason was to play music. But secretly, the main thing was I went to Japan in 2016 and only bought a small percentage of the things that I wanted. And so I needed that rematch.
We had to go back to buy some video games.
So I bought God, I think I only bought 40 games the first time. And
only 40. Only 40. Yeah, we both went a little nuts there.
It was amazing though, man. I mean, you fit a PCFX and a Twin Famicom in your backpack or whatever.
I think both of we either buffed our strength stat or we like permanently damaged our spines for the rest of our lives. Carrying
I have
around.
that photo in there of myself with like 3 or 4 bags strapped over me, collapsed in the subway.
I remember at the airport the last day looking over and being like, is Joe gonna make it? Like you looked sick, physically sick.
And you had so heavy.
You had your burdenless backpack on, and then you had a duffel bag, and then you had a front bag, like bursting to the brim with games. So
and everybody at the airport and in the subway was so mad at me. Like, it was just
because you can't turn around without whacking
you know
someone.
Whatever it takes to get all these beauties home, I don't care.
Yeah, well, you made it home, and
it's always like a double-edged sword when you're traveling in Japan because you don't want to leave. It's the best place. but also you've just spent like $2,000 on video games.
Tell me about it.
You want to go play them.
Yeah, man. Every year I'm like, should I just ship these back? And I'm like, oh, I want to play them tonight or tomorrow or whenever that weird time. It'll be like I want to play them yesterday tomorrow. Right. And yeah, like the Japan time difference is 14 hours ahead, and the flight is about 12 hours? So you technically land the same day that you left, but you land 2 hours before you leave. So you do a reverse time travel. You travel into the future when you go to Japan, but then when you come back, you're returned to the past. So it like negates your day of travel. It's really weird and really jarring, especially if you don't sleep immediately afterwards. You're just like, you're jet lagged, and you're like, this is the longest day ever. I can't believe that, the day of the 12th or whatever, whenever you get back is like, it's always like a 36-hour long day, and you're trying to have fun and like play your video games and like stay up so you can like correct your sleep cycle, but it's not gonna work. You're gonna have a messed up sleep cycle.
I can never sleep on planes either. Like, I'm so envious of anyone that can sleep on a plane. It just does not happen for me.
I tried last year, and it didn't work. But yeah, we each.
So you got Tsukio Gurentai on the screen.
I got Tsukio Gurentai on the screen.
That's like actually possibly the first game I got on our trip.
Yeah.
I think it was like actually literally the first one I picked up.
Zoom in on Joe stack. Here. So yeah,
beautiful artwork. Terra Diver.
Yeah. When you picked this game up,
this company Rising, they are former Compile employees or creative group. They made some of the best shooters, and so in GG Aleste 3, they have a level called Terra Diver.
Oh, no way.
Named after Tsukio Gurentai. Yeah.
I haven't gotten that far. I'm trying to make myself beat GG Aleste 1 and then 2 before I can savor the goodness of 3. For those of you viewers not in the know, Joe and I are big shmup fiends. I'd argue to say that Joe got me into shmups, and there's a recent collection for Switch and PS4 called the Aleste collection. And what was the first one known in Power Strike in America for Master System?
Yeah, I think it's Power Strike on Master System. Yeah.
Power Strike. So yeah, they made this brilliant collection that's like the original Aleste, or Power Strike, if you will. The sequel that never made it to Japan, Power Strike 2.
Power Strike 2 is only out in Europe.
Ah, yeah, so places. Weird. And then
so that means you could never play that at the proper speed either, because of that whole 60 hertz thing.
Because it's PAL.
Yeah.
That's
so
right.
So it's like the first time ever that there's I don't even know if emulators could do it right at the time. So this is like the first time that Power Strike 2 for the Master System is actually playable on NTSC.
And it's so nice. Speed. It's so nice. The M2, they did the collection, and they're just like, they're the porting wizards.
Yeah. So the lineage goes Compile, then they formed Rising, then Rising is essentially all X, or M2 is essentially all X Rising. So it's this cool lineage of a bunch of the same creators.
So cool.
And they're finally going back to their roots, and it's really great to see Game Gear games running so smoothly with like big crisp pixels. Like you never could play those like that back in the day.
No.
And they look beautiful.
They did such a good job. I mean, it's M2, so of course the scaling is going to be pixel perfect. There's going to be the most minimal lag possible. M2 is just, they're gods of porting, and they take the care and the time to make the ports one-to-one exactly like the originals, or in some cases better than the originals. So
they treat these games like works of art, not just a product to put out. They're artists. They treat them like fine art. It's beautiful.
Now, speaking of Aleste, did you get Super Aleste on that trip, or did you already have that one?
I got that one on the previous, but okay. Man, that's some incredible box art.
So Joe already had this one, but I had to pick it up.
And this is like one of my favorite shooters ever too, and it's on the Super Nintendo of all things.
So this is Super Aleste. for Super Nintendo, Super Famicom. Yeah, this is a beautiful shmup.
Love that box art, man.
Yeah, and the US version is called Space Megaforce, and the cartridge itself for Space Megaforce is what, like, at the time it was like $200, right? I don't know even know what it is up to now, but like, you know, they changed the art.
It's still cool art, but I mean, if the Japanese version is cheaper, it's like a no-brainer, because that's like the greatest box art of all time.
Yeah. So yeah, I got this one from Tureda Akihabara, and this was 68.80 yen. And if I remember right, man, the exchange rate was at an all-time low when we went in November 2017.
We lucked out at the time when we went, yeah.
So this game was probably about 62 USD, if I had to guess. So yeah, and it, you know, it's got a little bit of marker at the top, but I feel like that's kind of charming. It kind of adds to the appeal. The Japanese, they like to re-shrink everything. So like it looks like it has shrink on it, but I'm positive it's just been resealed at some point because the box is all beat up and stuff. But yeah, you get the cartridge and the nice manual, and it's really nice.
I always thought that box art was a little somber for the game is quite poppy. It's colorful, upbeat.
For sure.
And the box art is kind of dour, but it's a great foil to what is inside the game.
It really is. I'm gonna take a second to kind of go over the chat here because I've been ignoring y'all all night. I'm so sorry. Shabroki, what is up? Sephi Starshine, welcome. Agro Craggle 8RB1. Eugenio Battagula. Eduardo Espinoza, thank you for joining. Appreciate you all signing in here. I'm actually going to pull up a Twitch window just so I can do some soft modding here. So yeah, we went to Japan in November 2017, and that was my first trip.
Just in time for Halloween too, actually.
Yeah, it was just in time for Halloween. 8RB1, I did say your name. I will acknowledge you. Mr. Big Fart, welcome. Daniel Danieloid. Ed Junior Morpheus, what is up? Zodicus, what is up? Cliffy, got the regular crowd in here. Thanks y'all for tuning in. Oh, look at Josh is in the chat. Look at that.
Oh, is he?
Yes. Josh, buddy, nice to have you. Josh, I got your postcard in the mail. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah.
It took forever to get here, but I just put it on the fridge today. It's beautiful. Thank you so much.
And actually, game hunting with Josh is great too. You know, because he can read all the spines for you.
Yes. So yeah, Josh is
And this is one that he encouraged me to get. Wait, let's see if I can do this right. It's called Tama.
What's it say?
Adventurous Ball in Giddy Labyrinth.
Adventurous Ball in Giddy Labyrinth.
And it's a one of those like frustration marble kind of. You should check it out, man. The music is bananas if you want to throw it on.
So yeah, I'm gonna throw it on.
It's got incredible music.
Why
not? I just remember being like, I don't know, should I get it? It was $1, and
Game Mule, he says.
Josh looked at me and goes, "Dude, it's Tama." I don't know what that is, but
Josh, we put you through so much bullshit, man. Someday I'm just gonna write you a check for $1 million.
Oh man, I just put Josh through the ringer this morning with a weird project that I'm working on.
We're so sorry, Josh. Josh is the best. Josh got me a Hori N64 pad, an N64 controller, a PS2. I just saw your email that the PS2 is too big to fit in a U.S. airmail box. So yeah, we'll have to figure that one out creatively.
Maybe I can.
Tama, let's pull some Tama up.
We got. I don't know if Josh can see it, but there's the Astro City Mini perched atop my thing there. That was one that maybe he doesn't want everybody to know that he's.
Hell yeah. Tamagotchi, says Eduardo. I think it's a separate franchise.
There is a Tamagotchi on Game Boy.
It might have been cooler if it was Tamagotchi. Dude, it's Tama. How could you not?
Dude, it's Tama.
Let's see what it looks like.
You're gonna love this music, man. You're gonna.
It has
flip.
sick music? Okay, cool. I'll crank that up a little bit. Yeah, Saturn games, man. They're just so much cheaper over there. Adventures in Beauty
It's like a
Labyrinth.
whole different thing. It's like a whole different system, practically. You know, the aesthetic and just the library is what, like, is it? It's 5 times the size of the American Saturn library.
I'd say 10.
Yeah, it's like a whole different system.
I think in the U.S., you know, we only got like
300.
Yeah, like 300 titles, and they have like 3,000 or something over there.
Yeah, it's really wild.
Kind of insane. This is a sick boot up screen. I'm liking it so far. It's nice. Got some nice unshaded polygons.
It's all unshaded polygons.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
And
yeah.
What do they call it in like 7, where where the polygon has that kind of gradient across the surface rather than a texture?
I don't know.
Like
a shaded polygon, maybe?
Something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I love the flat, sharp look of this.
Good evening, Fighting Island.
Tunes.
This is Ed Jr. This is Tama. Josh has got to go to work in a few. Thanks for popping in, Josh. We appreciate you. We love you, buddy.
Josh.
And we'll figure out that shipping situation soon enough. We'll come up with a solution here. So I got make everybody sick here, but I got a big pile of games sitting here by my desk. Joe also has a pile of games waiting in the lurch. So yeah, we thought we'd just kind of shoot the crap here and
just
chat
reminisce.
A little bit and reminisce. You know, we'll pull up some photos of our great times in the Japanese game stores. I just got to started a little Dropbox link, so let me pull up Dropbox here, and then we can kind of start going through those.
Man, check out this advanced CG cinematic.
This is sick as hell. This is sick as hell.
It's Tama, dude.
Dude, it's Tama.
Adventurous Ball and Giddy Labyrinth.
Giddy Choco.
Giddy Choco. I wonder if the back of the box art is trippy as hell too. It's just these hands
I'm gonna put you on
floating.
blast.
Look at that.
Damn, that is cool as hell.
It is super cool. I tried scanning that in and using it for a graphic design project a while back, but it didn't
nice.
pan out.
It looks pretty vapor.
Oh yeah, man.
This whole intro looks pretty vapor. I'm pretty sure you could sample this and just use it straight up.
Man, one that I've been looking for on PS1 is a hot air balloon simulator game.
Dude, I had that in my hands last year, and I didn't buy it for whatever reason.
I need to get that. I can't find the ISO.
I was like feeling the bloat from
Yeah.
I was feeling the bloat. I probably got the ISO. I just downloaded the complete Japan and US game libraries. It's like 4 terabytes or something. But I should have everything. Hey, it gives you 5. I can put my whole name in here. Have you played this yet, or did you just? Are you like me?
I played it.
Okay. So say there's still games on my shelf that are like in the plastic wrap that I bought them in with you.
Man, I'll tell you, I do feel guilty.
I have a problem.
I keep buying games, and I'm like, man, I got all these great things in Japan 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, the cycle continues. Here, all right, this music.
You're preaching to the choir, dude.
Yeah.
Mr. Big Fart says, not gonna lie, that ball is adventurous as fuck.
Yeah. And that labyrinth
Totally.
is giddy as fuck too.
Yes. What's up, Fighting Island? Nice of you to join us. Agro Craggle says, my life is in piles of cassettes, piles of games, piles of VHS tapes, surrounded by piles.
I feel that. It's kind of dark behind me, but yeah, that's my life too.
Oh, I get this. Okay, so you just tilt the ball.
Listen to this music, dude.
It's amazing. What's up, Sega Octopus? Nice of you to join us. Cliffy says this is a fire soundtrack. I have to agree with you.
Yeah.
Tataka-esque. So I'm guessing you get a better score if you just choose the most direct route. Who knows? Who knows? Man, I hate to say I'm not drinking Polar tonight. Joe lives near the home of Polar. I've got Waterloo
one of my
here.
biggest clients too now at the print shop.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. So Joe,
I'm drinking a Worcester local IPA here.
Nice.
Really
Warcastle.
flavorful, juicy.
That looks sick as hell.
It's got a landmark illustration on it, some castle.
I love it. Apple Joke says, "Damn, I need to start collecting games like this now." Yeah, you know the best part about collecting Japanese games is there's still so much stuff out there that's cool and fun and quirky that YouTubers have not made hidden gems videos about yet. Like, I can't say I've ever seen any YouTuber talk about freaking Tama.
Sega Lord X references it for a second in one video, and it just, as like a throwaway piece of crap, he's like, Tama. That's it. But
Sega Lord X
there's so much
awesome.
of that on the Saturn too. Practically shovelware, but it's all fascinating,
I mean, when you're in the game shop and you can't even get anything for $1 at a US game shop, let alone like a complete in-box Sega Saturn game. So
it's totally pristine.
It's pristine, and it's worth it for the 100 yen or whatever. Like, yeah. I mean, it's just.
Actually, look at this. Look at this disc design. It's so minimal.
Damn, that goes hard. That goes hard. Look at that. Damn.
Totally matte black and everything. It's really cool.
And it looks completely different from the art of the packaging.
Yeah, it does.
What did I get Saturn-wise? I'm gonna start pulling from the pile. Let's see what I got. I got some nice staples. I feel like I went. There was a couple select items that I kind of just went crazy for, but for the most part, I just like to pick up the cheap stuff. You can go in with an idea of like what you're looking for, but like, it's kind of more fun just to go in without looking for anything and just get stuff that looks cool. So like, I'm not even gonna touch the US versions of these games, but like Shining Wisdom.
Oh yeah, right. I think that was another one that was like $1. Yeah, dude, I also snagged that.
This is another 100 yen banger. And I mean the US version is how much? Like $200 or something?
253. I know it's working designs. So
it's working designs, and like, okay, I gotta put this on blast. Literally every disc that you buy over there looks like this, just perfect.
Yeah.
Just perfect. It's mint. All this stuff is mint.
It skews your expectations too, like once you come back home and you're buying from US stores and sellers again, you buy something off of eBay and it says the condition is great and you get it's got a scratch all the way across it. Like, wow.
Right. Yeah. The
Speaking
US
of great, here's one with outstanding
Sonic Jam, yeah. I'm gonna boot that up actually. Why not?
Really not good. The interesting thing about this is that it's not emulation. Playing these.
Oh, they made like source ports, huh?
These are actual ports running on Saturn hardware, yeah.
That's awesome. Hobo Larry 420 says, Pogu Champu. I need Serial Experiments Lane. That one's actually expensive, Hobo Larry 420.
Oh, man. Great anime. I watched that in high school.
Yeah, the anime's sick, but I think even the Japanese PS1 game is like...
That's got a crazy vaporwave kind of sci-fi cyberpunk aesthetic to it.
I want to say that was at least $100, at least. See, they didn't do Sonic Jam in the U.S., did they?
They did.
Oh, they did? I did not know that. It's definitely more than $20 though. I'll tell you that much.
It's very expensive in America, and and that was one thing. Like, I went and got all the Saturn staples like Virtua Cop, Virtua Fighter, Daytona, all that crap. And got like these pristine Japanese editions, and then when I got home, I just sold my American versions.
Yeah,
because they're worth so much money, and
yeah, I mean, if you're not gonna play them, or like, I don't know, like me, it's like now I've got the mode installed. I've got the optical disc emulator, and you know, within a button press, I can play either the US or the Japanese version of the game.
Yeah.
I like to have some representation of like my favorite games on my shelf. Yeah. I know you do too. And
oh yeah, like I'm gonna keep them, you know.
Yeah, given the choice, like, sure. I mean, I might pop one of these in every once in a while. But yeah, now that I got the optical disc emulator, I'd rather keep the discs minty and play them on something like this. But I mean, I've got my Japanese Saturn hooked up to one TV, like a CRT in my living room. I've got my other US Saturn hooked up to like my main upscaler setup, and then I've got this setup on my streaming setup. So yes, I have 3 Saturns. Sometimes I'll want to play a game on one. I could just unplug one set, the ODE Saturn and move it, but then again, if the games are right there on the shelf, I'll play the discs.
I still like popping a disc in, but I have actually just been burning a lot of backups recently.
Totally. Yeah. What else you got here?
Is this the attract mode, or are you playing right now?
This is attract mode.
Yeah. Man, I gotta say, I was just running around the Sonic World demo in this recently, and it still blows my mind. It's so good.
Yeah. Let's show the viewers back home the little hub overworld here.
Oh god, it's incredible. And I remember getting a copy of like Next Gen magazine back in the 90s with a CD-ROM that like an enhanced CD you could put in your computer, and it had footage of Shining the Holy Ark, the dungeon crawler on Saturn, and it had Sonic World here. And
this looks great. This looks way better than I remember it looking. Look at this.
It's so good, and it's smooth too.
Yeah, this looks like 60 FPS.
It's better than any other 3D engine on on the Saturn. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and this is just like a hub world where you can like select the games,
Yeah. There's not much you can do. You can like you can do a little mini game where you collect all the rings. That's about it.
Yeah. It's very cool alternative for a menu. You can get into the sound test here, music shop or whatever.
I think you got the like opening cinematic of Sonic CD and like early concept art and stuff as well too.
Nice. It's cool. Sonic movie. Look at it, they predicted the Sonic movie before it even happened.
Oh yeah. That's the last film that I ever saw in the theater.
In theaters?
Maybe ever.
I still haven't seen it. I would like to. It looks up my alley for sure.
It's not good, but
Yeah. I don't like good movies, I decided.
Exactly.
I'd rather watch trash.
Oh, but we've been loving Twin Peaks season 3 though.
Oh yeah.
Not to get too far off topic, but oh my god.
That is an actual good show.
Yeah, deep diving David Lynch seminars all day while I work too.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah, this is amazing. I kind of forgot how cool, like, I don't know, my mind's eye did not remember this looking so good and running so well.
Yeah, dude, and the draw distance, there's like you can see all the way across the map, too.
Yeah, this is rare for like a polygonal Saturn game.
I mean, compared to Burning Rangers, this is like leaps and bounds more smoother and more solid than Burning Rangers.
Yeah, Burning Rangers runs at like 15 frames per second or something.
Man, I like that game, but I wish they put it on Dreamcast instead.
It's just almost there, right?
It's almost
in terms
there.
of playability and.
But I think I pulled that one over because that's another one that I got at Super Potato.
Oh yeah, let's see it.
I always wanted Burning Rangers, and so then I finally. I'm horrible at this. Here we go.
It's because left is right and right is left.
Yeah. Finally happy to grip a copy of Burning Rangers, and I played the whole thing in Japanese, even though it's supposed to have that lady on the
tells you what to
intercom
do.
Guiding you through.
Yeah.
You don't even need it, so I just played that in Japanese, but eventually burned myself an English copy.
I just popped it in the case. That's perfect.
And there's a spot for it in the case.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
That's awesome. What's that mini CD?
It's a soundtrack.
They give you an OST? Damn, that's so cool.
Yeah, and the
I
OST
gotta get a copy of that. Next trip, I'm picking up the Burning Rangers.
The Burning Rangers soundtrack rips.
Yeah, you can't get the US one anymore. It's like that's another like 200.
I mean,
Crazy
do you really want to
$300
spend
game.
$300 on a game that runs at like 10 frames per second?
Dude, I don't want to spend $300 on a game. Period. Period. Point blank. I'll spend that on like a console or something, but I just can't justify that for a game.
You know what else was cool? Like, so I beat this in Japanese. I just powered through it. It wasn't hard.
Yeah.
But when I downloaded the English ISO and burned that, my save game carried over. Which I wasn't expecting that, but
that's crazy. Yeah, Hobo Larry 420 says the textures are absolutely insane. Yeah, I agree. That's for Sonic. I'm loving this gallery with the 480i like high res mode for these photos. Right? They look so good.
I wonder if the Sonic CD intro cinematic is.
Love this Christmas time. Oh, if they did a high res version of that, I doubt it, man.
Yeah, it's so choppy on the Sega CD, but
unless you have
that blew my mind.
Maybe if you have the MPEG expansion card.
Oh God, I wish. I want something to take advantage of that.
So another dollar bin banger I got here is Shining the Holy Ark. So this is a first-person dungeon crawler.
Fantastic game.
In the Shining series. You know what? I still haven't played it. I'm guilty.
So that's the crew that went on to make Golden Sun.
Right. This is like Camelot.
Yeah.
And that Mario Golf for Game Boy Advance. That one's sick as hell. That RPG.
That's great. That's a good game. Yeah.
I actually played that one. So yeah, another cool thing to note about these Saturn games is they all have spine cards. So when you get them, oops, I put that booklet back in.
If you're a true collector, you get the spine card.
Yeah, if you're a freak, if you're an absolute nut for the Saturn, like Joe and I, you got to get the Saturn spine card. So like, yeah, they come like this.
Man, if I don't have that spine card,
you always feel like something's missing, right?
Chuck it out the window, man.
Right, you throw it in the nearest sewer. But yeah, it covers up that jarring piece of packaging, and then you get a nice little like screenshot or the barcode or whatever, and then when you pull it away, there's like still more cool stuff underneath. So Joe, you got like some protectors for your game so you can just display them normally, right? Here's my secret. I put the spine card
in the sleeves, but yeah,
on the booklet.
I like that technique. Yeah, I like that.
I do that, and then I put the booklet in the case like that. So, yeah. Then you get the spine card on there. It covers up some of the art, but whatever. Then you don't have to like open up the thing or whatever.
I really like the spine cards for Dreamcast games because they're a little bit smaller, so they just go over.
It just covers the spine.
Yeah, just the spine portion.
That's sick as hell.
It's so nice.
Aggro Craggle says, dude, those things are love and hate when they come with their record. Yeah, like OB strips. Yeah, I agree. But like at least the OB strips, you could just put a sleeve over it, and it's cool. But yeah, it is annoying when they do put the spine sleeve things on the records. It's just a little different. It says, I like extras, but where the hell am I gonna put it? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Eduardo Espinoza says, looks sharp without any built-in blur to make it look smoother. Yeah, I agree. I think everyone agrees that bilinear filtering on sprite-based games is just the devil. I don't know why these devs decide to do it. There's a...
Look at this Outrun reference right here.
So sick. So sick. There's a DF Retro stream the other day. I was talking to you about where they had Corey from My Life in Gaming and Tim Rogers from Action Button / Kotaku, and John from Digital Foundry was talking about getting to play the Grandia HD collection before it launched on Switch, and he was like, this is based on the Saturn version, right? They kind of hyped that, and they were like yeah totally, and then he booted it up. He's like, this is the PlayStation version, and they were like, we're gonna get back to you on that one. And then he like immediately was like, how do I turn off the bilinear filtering on the sprites? And they were like, what do you mean? And he's like, the blurring effect on the sprite, you guys put in a way to turn that off, right? And they were like, well, then it wouldn't be HD.
You can still see pixels in HD.
Yeah, it's like, what about pixel edges, sharp pixel edges is not HD? I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, luckily you get that the fan translation of Grandia is basically complete now.
It is done, yeah.
If you have a modded Saturn, you can pop that in.
You can load it up.
And you know what? I have to grab that off the shelf because that box art is It's very.
Oh, you've got Grandia for Saturn?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's check it out. I gotta get a copy. Now that the fan translation's out, I really want to own that one. The Saturn art is so much cooler. Now, did you get that in 2017? Or did you have that?
I didn't get it in 2017, but
Okay.
I just love anything with like green marble.
Oh yeah, it looks great.
That is so sick.
It looks great. Does the instruction have the cool, like, what's the instruction book look like? Let me see that.
Actually, the PlayStation, this has 2 instruction books actually.
Nice.
I have the PlayStation version as well, and that's got a little bit more like illustrations and stuff. But it's got some cool.
Yes, that's the image
cool
that I
artwork.
was thinking of, where there's like the kind of cool foliage and stuff on the sides. That's so cool.
And also, there's a second book.
Nice.
Which, this is the adventure manual, operation manual, and adventure manual.
Perfect. They gotta teach you how to play the game and how to play the game.
And so this is the team that made the Lunar games.
I didn't know that. I did not know that. I still gotta play those. I think the definitive versions are still the Sega CD versions, right?
I think in my opinion, I would play Silver Star on PlayStation. I think it's really beautiful, but I would play Eternal Blue on the Sega CD.
Sega CD. I think that they released unworking designed versions.
Yeah. I mean, now's the time to get into them because working designs did not really improve anything that they put out.
No.
Unfortunately.
Kind of moving on to my stack here. I got Shin Shinobi Den.
Oh, I grabbed that one too.
Joe grabbed this one too.
That game is so cool, man. It's like an 80s. It's like an 80s.
I'm gonna boot it up real quick because
movie.
it's got a sick intro.
It's got such a different vibe from the other Shinobi games.
Yeah.
Like, it's so much campier and just a lot more entertaining with the cutscenes and everything.
So this is like, it's just like I actually played this. I think on my first or second stream, we played Shin Shinobi Den.
I should throw mine away because I don't have the spine card.
Oh yeah, flush
trash.
it down the toilet. I don't think I have the spine card either, actually. Nah, I'm missing the spine card too.
And once again, this was like a, I don't know, $5 or $7 game or something.
I definitely paid at least $25 for mine.
Okay, I could be completely misremembering that.
But I was happy to pay $25 for it because I think the US version is like, over
too much.
It's over the $80 mark. And there was the European version that's different music, I think.
Yeah, which I've heard some people like it, but the music in this rips real hard. So
I can't remember which one I like. They're different, but they're definitely different. So we'll boot up Shin Shinobi Den. I'll kind of just blast through a couple more of these real quick. We got Magic Knight Rayearth.
Yeah. I did not pull mine off the shelf, but yeah.
So yeah,
I think that was another that's $2 game.
Yeah, it's just 200 yen, and it's like just gorgeous. The US version is, I can say with confidence, that was $300 when this was $2 in Japan, and it has like a sick ass slip cover.
I used to have the US version, and I sold it to get like, I don't know, Radiant Silver Gun or something instead.
Yeah. I mean, why? I mean, there's just some games that you don't really need the $300 version. But yeah, it comes with a sick like extra wide instruction booklet. Oop, it's upside down. Look at that art. It's gorgeous.
Oh man, did you ever watch the anime?
I did not.
It's got that classic look to it, early 90s. Very pleasant to look at.
I've played maybe the first like hour of the game. Look at those cute little chibi sprites. Love them.
I played through this whole game like last year or something.
Yeah.
It's really, really fun. Does not waste your time.
I like that.
You can breeze through. It's like a 10-hour RPG.
That's awesome. That's all I ever want nowadays.
Yeah.
Got a little card that comes with it. So cool. Yeah, man. I'm all about the 15, 20-hour RPGs. Cause like I love RPGs, but I don't love like that feeling of like, okay, when's it gonna end?
You gotta dedicate your life to it. I mean, but now we're both blasting through Shin Megami Tensei games.
Right. Yeah. SMT, man, I don't even know how many hours that was, but it was It definitely
funny that it doesn't tell you.
It got grindy.
Here's Soul Hackers. I wish we could get a translation of this. I want to play it.
I'm glad you got that one off your shelf because I did not.
Also $1.
Yeah, we also. Did we get that at the same shop or did we get it like? I remember we got that like the same day.
I think I got this at a book off.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one's got all kinds of extras with it. It's got some kind of trading card.
Oh, that's so cool. Mine does not have a card. Mine's naked.
And this, you got this big microchip graphic on the back of the manual. It's pretty cool.
So cool.
Dude, I'm just like praying for the day this gets a fan translation, because I know it's on 3DS, but dude, Saturn is just like the most cyberpunk console of all time. And
the fan translation was like 64% done or something, and they decided to drop it when the official version came out because they were like, what's the point? Like now we have an official version, so. Yeah,
you'd think it would make their job easier now that the script is all in English or something. But I don't know anything about that. So
I mean, maybe if they're like okay with somebody maybe they'll release the source code or something, and then somebody can come along and finish the job. I would love to like crowdfund these kind of things, and like I even suggested that to, I think Tom was the guy that was translating Soul Hackers. He's one of the bigger names in the like fan translation scene, and he was like, it kind of goes against the point of the fan translation. Like we want to put out games that are like not available to purchase legally, you know. And as soon as a version becomes legally available, it like makes our job moot. And like, you know, we couldn't.
Yeah, but I mean, you got the Grandia translation just came out, so.
Right. I mean I feel like for that it's like there's a superior version, but yeah, I don't know, the Saturn version it's got to be more superior to the 3DS version, right? It's got better graphics, better music.
I mean, it's got that Saturn look, you know. That I know the 3DS is nice, but it's very soft. I feel like the look of the 3DS is kind of soft.
Yeah.
But the Saturn is it's literally edgy. Everything is edgy.
I'm gonna throw that one on. I think that's got a hot intro.
Actually, well, it does. But one thing that I wanted to note about Shin Shinobi Den, because you and I hung out in Nara with Josh for a while. I think the first level is supposed to be Kyoto or Nara, because you got that big mountain in the background with the kanji lit on fire.
Yeah.
And I remember Josh was telling us about that.
That's right.
That ceremony they have where they light the kanji on the side of the mountain.
That's right. That's right.
We said, what's the kanji mean? And he said, big. It means big. It's big.
So cool.
Soul Hackers has a good drum and bass soundtrack.
Yeah, it's like it takes the Shin Megami Tensei universe into the cyberpunk realm, which it always seemed like it belonged there, you know.
And Persona 1 has some real good cyberpunk vibes, even though it's not technically like futuristic or anything. There are some areas, you buy all your armor at like a hip, kind of like in the normal universe it would be like a hipster clothing store, but in this demon universe it's all armor, very cyberpunk, like shoulder pads and machine guns and stuff.
Love it. What is up, Seth Startix? Nice of you to join us. Thank you. So yeah, this is Shin Megami Tensei, Shin Megami Tensei : Devil Summoner : Soul Hackers. They're always good with the double subtitles. Shadow Zone Productions says SMT always sort of felt futuristic, demon summoning software, end of the world scenarios, etc. Yeah, I gotta agree.
Definitely, right. And that OVA anime as well. I think he writes a code to summon demons off of the internet or something.
Right. It was like created around a time when like people weren't really sure with like the limits what you could do with computers, you know. It was like is this maybe possible? I don't know. New technology at the time. We got a couple other Saturn games here. We got Darius and Darius 2.
Excellent.
Darius Gaiden and Darius 2. So these I actually played. I played Darius Gaiden on my last Saturn stream. This is the one with the like big fish robot monsters. Darius 2, I don't think this one came out in the US on Saturn. I know Darius Gaiden did.
Right.
But
yeah. My friend Tim Wood used to have Darius Gaiden in the big box on his Saturn. We played that as kids.
Yeah, that one's got a banging soundtrack by Zuntata. Super sick. And
Darius 2 is a really nice port on the Saturn because you can scale it in and out. It's got that super widescreen letterbox, and you can actually scale it with the triggers.
The only thing that drives me crazy is like unless you're playing on a CRT, it's really hard to see. Because like I'll put that up on my OLED, okay, and then it's already letterboxing the sides, and then it gets letterboxed again within that, and I'm like, it's just too hard to see. So like I'll always play the Switch version now, but it is cool to zoom in and out, and you can get the pixels all nice and big and chunky, and it's pretty cool. I'm gonna try to pull up a Windows source here so I can.
You know what I'm noticing? That symbol on the title screen here is also featured prominently on the Raido Kuzuhana games, the Devil Summoner for PS2.
Devil Summoner. Raido Kuzunoha versus the...
Raido Kuzunoha, yeah.
Versus the Soulless Army. Or versus...
I'm almost done with that one too, but...
That's awesome. So let's bring in a video or a window capture here. And then we'll do Firefox. And let's not share the Chrome video again, but the... Okay.
That's Mark's...
Oh, look at that.
That's a picture of Mark's stuff.
So yeah, the... We had a layover in Vancouver. So I hit up Mark and... was just kind of like, dude, sorry, this is a big ask, but can we just like crash on your floor while we lay over? We didn't realize the layover was overnight. And Mark is just a big sweetheart, and of course he was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. And
that was so fun. Actually, I'm wearing the T-shirt that he gave me.
Oh,
as
nice.
Well.
That's awesome.
I have it on under my sweater.
That's so cool.
He gave us a bunch of swag. Like he gave us shirts and hats and stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's you in the picture there too, holding up the Game Boy.
I can't tell if that's me or Mark.
Yeah, I can't either.
That's so funny. Seth Sartik says, I always wanted a Saturn as a kid. I'm so fascinated by the crazy amount of unique games to this day. Watching you guys go into this is killer. Thanks, Seth. Yeah, they
oh man, so much to discover.
The US Saturn, honestly, I can just give or take. It's just kind of whatever. But like the Japanese Saturn, man, that's just where it's at. So it's
I used to have like probably 30 US Saturn games, and I whittled my collection down to the 10, you know, like the heavy hitters. But
yeah,
the Japanese box art is just so much better, and with the jewel cases, you can collect a bunch of them and just put them on a shelf. They're not going to take up like a massive amount of space. There's the famous Club Sega right in Akihabara when you get off the train.
Yeah, so we stayed in Akihabara the first like couple weeks. It's I'd say it's right in Akihabara. It's definitely closer to Akihabara than Ueno. Because we stayed in Grids, right? That was the first night.
Yeah, Grids Akihabara, I guess.
Yeah.
Is the full name.
So yeah, I mean that was just the best sight ever, was getting off of the plane, and then you're still like inside, you know, you're underground, and it was nighttime. So like we take the train.
And the airport's like an hour outside of Tokyo too, or 45 minutes out.
So it's like, oh, we landed and we still got another hour on the train. So we get on the train, and then we get off. You know, closest stop is the Akihabara station, and then right there, boom, there's a freaking Sega building. Like that's.
Welcome.
Like, oh God, yes.
Welcome to the promised land.
That's the best first sight after like being on a plane for super long. There's me looking very tired.
Yeah, there's Colin in the background.
Colin's in the background. I got all my hair pulled up in my hat. So kind of a funny look.
And we went hard on the Gachapon machines, which was something that I didn't do as much on my first trip. So that was fun too.
Yeah, Colin, that was like his main souvenir. He like every gacha machine he saw, he pulled one out.
Look at how much fun he's having in that picture.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like, you know, You always hear about how Tokyo's the city, the 24-hour city, and it's true because this was like.
I wonder what time this was. 11 at night, maybe.
Yeah,
10?
I remember being 10 or 11 because all the game shops were closed, and we were like just still kind of poking around, just walking around looking for stuff to do. And yeah, there's still all kinds of people walking around, still lights everywhere. I wonder what it's like now. Is it like, has Big Virus shut all this down?
I mean, I still see friends on Instagram like going to shows and stuff, So.
Yeah, Josh says they definitely have it way more under control. Dude, look how tired we all are.
I know, man.
God.
I'm drunk.
Yeah, these are some sleep-deprived boys here. I definitely got... I mean, I think that they let us have as many beers as we wanted on the plane, but they were spaced out. So it was like I had like 4 beers on the plane, spaced out within 12 hours. So that almost makes it worse. And then we landed and we got noodles right away. And of course, I was just like, "Give me another beer." So, oh, there it is. Oh God, that's what I want so bad.
I have a picture of me taking that picture.
Yes. So I decided that I'm not going to have another alcoholic beverage until I can go back. So I see this picture. Yeah, Joe's indulging. That's great. I'm taking a little break because I needed it, but this is the first thing that I want when I go back is an ice cold Asahi in like a frosted mug.
Oh,
God. Hobo Larry 420 says sleep deprivation gang. Yeah, absolutely. Seth Startix asks, how long was the flight total? A solid 12 hours. Solid 12 hours. But then we went from Vancouver, so it was like from Vancouver it was like 10 maybe. 10.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was flying from the East Coast, so like I had already done this crazy journey. I had a layover in Boulder, Colorado.
Oh God, yeah.
Weird.
You had like the double layover.
It was a weird trip, and then to hang out with you guys in Portland for a day too. That was really peaceful and nice.
Yeah. So I flew to Portland, and then met up with Colin and Joe, and then we went to Japan from Portland. But there was a layover in Vancouver, so we all stayed over at R23X Mark's apartment overnight, and then we got dinner there and like walked around by the bay a little bit the next day in a park, and then went off to the airport from there. So it was like this crazy long, long thing.
That is a gem of a city too, man.
Yeah. So there's your first bowl of ramen, huh?
Yeah, first bowl of ramen.
Nice and greasy.
Definitely that was just one of those mainstream. That's like the McDonald's of ramen right there.
Yeah. It was greasy as hell. I remember looking back at the dude cooking it, and he was like, he just had like this crazy smile on his face, and he was like, he's like singing to himself, and like I was like, man, that is the happiest fast food worker I have ever seen in my life. And I also remember here they had a bathroom. This was probably my first, technological toilet that I encountered in Japan.
Life-changing, right? Life-changing.
Because not only did it have the bidet, but it had like the ass dryer too. And this one had the waterfall sound effects. So like... Yeah,
the sound effects is the whole other level where it's
I got Google Translate on my phone, and I'm like, what do the buttons do? And one of them just said like peaceful or something, and I hit that, and it was just like trickling water, and I was like, whoa, this is insane. Rainy Cake says, so jealous. Always wanted to go to Japan, but scared to travel alone / without someone who knows what's up. You guys need to organize a group outing for any one of us who wants to join once travel is more accessible again. Yeah, it's a funny thing, Rainy Cakes, because the more people you get involved, the least amount of stuff that everyone's going to want to do together. So I would suggest if you do go, just go with one other person or maybe two at the max. Because like the first year it was me and Joe and Colin, and then Joe's friend Dan, and it was like everybody kind of always wanted to do something else, or like, me and Joe would be spending hours at the game stores, and then Colin and Dan would want to get food, and there was always some sort of conflict of interest there. So I would not recommend a big group, but I would recommend maybe one or two travel companions.
I would say too, if you're gonna travel anywhere alone in the world, Japan is probably one of the safest places
it's super safe.
Possibly pick to go. It's unbelievable. Like, I would go to Japan alone before I would even go to like LA alone.
Me too. You know, me too. You can walk around anywhere at night and with no fear whatsoever. It's awesome.
And all the signs are in English too, and like everybody is happy to help. I mean, I know you spent a lot of time there alone, and I would love to do that someday too.
Yeah. Mr. Big Fart asks how easy it is to eat vegetarian or vegan in Japan. It's actually it's not that easy. Yeah. It seems like most dishes will be totally vegan, and then you look at the last ingredient and it's like fish, and it's like not even something that should taste fishy at all. It's just like it's in everything. So it was actually somewhat difficult until you know where to go and what to do. And Josh, our friend Josh, I was not vegan at all the first trip, so I ate plenty of fish and meat and all kinds of stuff.
Pork everywhere.
Yeah, and Josh kind of helped out a little bit. So Rainy Cake says, how about seafood? I'm allergic to shellfish. That's a hard one, because like even stuff like, unless you find totally vegan restaurants, which me and Mark did, the last 2 years, we used the Happy Cow app and we found totally vegan restaurants. But most like mixed kitchens, there's probably going to be a little bit of risk of contamination there. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of difficult. Omni Zeitgeist says, I remember from the Neo Guy Japan trip, there's one ramen place with veggie options. Yeah, there's a place in Akihabara that had vegan ramen. It's advertised everywhere you go in Akihabara. It's like the vegan ramen place, and it's quite good. I've eaten there plenty of times and just totally gotten sick stuffed. So Cliffy says, went to Japan with my college rugby team and listened to Ryuichi Sakamoto's Shmuchi on repeat. Best 5 of my life.
Hell yeah.
Love that album. That's such a good one.
Yeah.
So here's some nice architecture. This is in Ueno, right?
Yeah, this is just Ueno. This is just one of my favorite like overpass bridges. Like that previous shot is just you'll just see a lot of like teenagers and kids just hanging out, like having a cigarette or like going on like romantic walks. Or it's just it's that vibe of like a beautiful Tokyo kind of like high school life that you see in your games and anime and stuff. I just felt like it's very well summed up in this little overpass here.
Totally. Take care, Fighting Island. Thanks for joining.
There's the Square Enix Cafe. Do you remember what was popular at the time when we were at the Square Enix Cafe?
I think Dragon Quest.
Yeah, it was Dragon Quest 11 on the DS.
Dragon Quest 11.
Kingdom Hearts 3, I think, were like the two. Maybe it was Kingdom Hearts 3. They have Kingdom Hearts stuff on the wall.
DQ11 was everywhere. There were like billboards and posters and just everywhere. We didn't get to go to the Square Enix Cafe, and I haven't gotten to go every other trip. It's like I'll be like, oh, this is the morning where I'm gonna go, and then there'll be like a line outside. So I'm like, not today.
Yeah. Here's the arcade above Super Potato.
Oh yeah, the top floor Super Potato. Hell yeah. Just all kinds of beautiful Astro City cabs. Oh, man.
And that's so gratifying. You spend $500 at Super Potato, and then you go upstairs and you go play some Dodonpachi or whatever. Yeah. So you can keep that hype train going.
Here's something crazy. People
chain smoking.
Chain smoking. Insane. I remember like thinking like that was crazy that there was like all these mint condition arcade cabs and people are just smoking it, just
like, really
smoking it up. Man, it's like, what the hell?
I don't even smoke cigarettes. I hate it, but when I'm in Japan, I just want to smoke cigarettes at an arcade.
It is everywhere.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe because if you're surrounded by it, it's not so bad. If you're just engulfing your lungs in it too, I don't know.
There's the Dodonpachi.
Dodonpachi. Yeah, I bought this one 2018, so I did not pull it out of the stack. But
I didn't pull it this time either. But in 2016, the first time I went to Japan, that was my number one. I was like, I don't care what I see. I don't care what I get. I just want to come home with Dodonpachi for the Saturn.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it's really one of the greatest spaceship shooters, and there's so many others in the series.
I did get Layer Section on this trip.
Layer Section though. Oh my god, I love that game so much.
I'm gonna boot up the attract mode on that real quick, just because we got we're getting kind of stale here at the Soul Hackers, so let's get another thing up on the screen here to
Layer
look
Section
cool.
rules. Of course, how does your God, that game rules so much. It's good in Tate mode.
Yeah, it's definitely a Tate shmup. It looks okay in Yoko, honestly. It's not that bad. So if anyone's familiar with the game Raystorm or Ray Crisis for the US PlayStation,
Raystorm is on Saturn too as Layer Section 2.
Right. Doesn't run very well.
I've never played it.
Doesn't run very well on Saturn at all, dude. It's like chugs at like 12 frames per second. It's pretty bad.
It looked so rough in the videos that I saw.
Like graphically, it looks amazing, and you're like, whoa, like the Saturn is pulling off all this crazy polygon action, but it doesn't really play that nice. Shadow Zone Productions says, I would love to visit Super Potato. Their Super Famicom games are so affordable. Some of them are. Some of them, like, they know the tourists are there for them, so they'll mark them up. And there's like some games where it's like Panzer Dragoon. That's a $10 Japan game all day. But for some reason, Super Potato has those games marked at like $30. It must be like, they must just see like all the American tourists buying.
Yeah, they know that they're the hyped up.
So like,
the thing is, they have a lot of good stuff there. Like I keep spending a lot of money at Super Potato.
Yeah, they do have a ton of good stuff. It's definitely not like an overpriced store, but there's stuff that they know that they can get the tourist money from, and like they'll have those on the displays, you know, like out kind of in the public eye.
It's usually one of the places. It ends up being one of the places that I go first too.
Yeah.
For some reason.
See, my strategy over the last couple of years has been like, okay, I'll go in and I will try to take pictures of all the stuff that I want and like note the prices, and I'll leave it there. And then like my motto is like, if it's still there when I go back, then I can, you know, I can allow myself to buy it if I've already done price checking at all the other stores in the area. So like when I'm like leaving an area, so like if we're going to Osaka or whatever, I'll spend that last day in Tokyo like kind of grabbing all the stuff that I took pictures of.
Yeah, that was me with this Mars Matrix. It was like the Mars Matrix was sitting in the corner in 2016 when I first went, and I saw it again, and it was expensive. On the last day, though, I had to go back and get it. Oh, there's my tape that I was touring for at the time.
So Joe put this out on a Japanese label, Bird Friend, right?
Yeah, Bird Friend, yep.
This is an awesome Bastion Void album, and you can check it out on his Bandcamp above. The link is right there, mossarchive.bandcamp. Or actually, it's not on the Moss Archive Bandcamp, is it?
It would be on the bastionvoid.bandcamp.com.
Okay, cool.
Or Bird Friend. I think it's on Bird Friend's page as well. And that's a really cool, I mean, if you're into like Japanese electronic music, like the guy Hino that runs Bird Friend, he puts out music as YPY, and he has his band Goat as well. Yeah. There's Takahide. There's all of us with Food Man.
Hell yeah. So yeah, there's
look at how young you look, Kevin.
The myth, the man, the legend, Food Man. Yeah, what happened over the last 2 years? I feel like I gained like 10 years over the past. I guess it's been 4 now.
We both look really young there.
Also too, if I do the like sideways hair flip, it's different from the middle part, you know. But yeah, that first night we landed, you guys had a show, or it was the second night. And
it was the second night. That was Halloween night.
Yeah, it was Halloween, and I was so jet lagged, and yeah, you were too. I could tell everybody. I think I fell asleep at the show.
And not a lot of people came because everyone was out like fucking raging in the streets of Shibuya, like raging. And so our show was very subdued. I think there was probably like 20 people there.
Yeah, totally.
But it was great. I mean, Takahide brought a microphone and was doing like scat.
Yeah.
Like, he was doing like Food Man with vocals, so that was cool.
That was
he and
really
I did a collaborative set that night.
That was beautiful.
Completely.
It's improv, right?
Completely improv collaborative
I'll never forget that. Crusalix says, I finish Final Fantasy Equip is the best Final Fantasy of PS1 ever. Are you talking about Final Fantasy Tactics there? I'm not sure. I never heard of Final Fantasy Equip. It sounds cool.
Tactics rules.
Yeah. Apple.
Hitoshi Sakimoto, man.
Amazing composer. Apple Joke says, do you play a Toho project? If you do, I would like to see you stream it. I've never played a Toho game. Apple Jokes. I would like to. I know there's some good ones on the PC-98. So
there's
where
a
is
nice
this?
little Akira collection.
It's Nakano Broadway, right?
I think this. This was at a store that sold. It was a Gachapon store.
Okay.
And it was that place that they just brought a bunch of the machines inside. And I remember Colin was pumped on this.
Yeah.
And he went over and he said to the guy, like, how much for this stuff? And the guy was just like, it's not for sale.
Not for sale. Yeah.
Too cool. There's
There's
the
a
Kondo
lovely,
River. Just a nice
Kondo
photo
River.
of the Kondo River.
It's like right outside of our place we were staying.
Yeah.
This is Forest Limit.
Oh, the entrance to Forest Limit.
The entrance to Forest Limit was so hard to find. We walked around the block like 4 times. So you didn't realize we had to go down the stairs. And they didn't have any signs out or anything.
There's Dirty Dirt.
Dirty Dirt. Legendary DJ. Legendary tape DJ. Oh,
there it is.
This
There's
is a
this
drunk
famous
video, right? Okay.
We tried
Let's blow
to
this
find
up.
this on your Neo Gaia stream before, I think.
So yeah, if anyone wants to see me horribly wasted, dancing to like
At like 3 a.m. or something.
3 a.m. to like gabber metal. Look at those moves, man. Tearing it up.
My favorite part about this is like the night was clearly over. It was like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And there's no one else. It's just Kevin, just raging. It warms my heart to watch that video, man.
That was
what a
super
night.
fun.
That was also the night that, if I recall correctly, we tried to take the subway back, and then it ended.
Oh yeah.
It stopped running, and we kind of were stranded somewhere in Tokyo for a while.
Mm-hmm. We had
Let's stay too.
I think we had to take like a $50 cab or something to get back that night.
Yeah. Just trying to stay awake in the cab ride too.
That was pretty far.
Yeah.
Oh, Alexander Jones says, is Persona 1 worth playing? Which version do you recommend? So this is a question for Joe, because Joe is playing it currently.
Yeah, I'm about 30 hours in. I've been playing it every day. So there's no perfect way to play Persona 1, unfortunately. The PS1 version has a fantastic soundtrack, but the localization choices are extremely unfortunate. They changed the race of some of the characters.
Yeah, what's up with that?
They tried to make it seem like it was taking place in America, but it's like obviously Tokyo, and there's a disconnect there. It runs really slow on the PS1. There's no mini map. It's kind of arduous. The PSP version is faster, has a proper translation, but they changed the soundtrack. They tried to make it more like a Persona 3 J-pop soundtrack. So you can get a fan patch to patch the incredible PS1 soundtrack back into the PSP version, but it's missing about half of the tracks. It's just the compromise you gotta make. So that's the way that I'm playing it. I was telling Kevin earlier today that I made the mistake of doing like a deep dive on the PS1 Persona 1 soundtrack and realized all the really good stuff that might be cut from. It's because it doesn't have the like track tags. So the PSP version is only coded to play, I don't know, 50 tracks, and the PS1 version of Persona is coded to play like 104 tracks.
Yeah.
So you know, like you were saying, Kevin, like maybe they'll do a perfect version for the Switch someday. But I will say, it's unbalanced, it's slow, it's grindy. And all that said, it might be actually my favorite Shin Megami Tensei game that I've played yet, because the vibe is pretty killer.
Damn.
So it's like more than the sum of its parts. You know, it's archaic and slow, but it's really cool, and I do recommend it big time.
Ed Jr., I'm so sorry I did not see that you donated. I did not ignore you on purpose, I promise. I have donations set up at the top layer, and I tested it before the stream. I don't know what's up with that, man. It just seems like sometimes, like the donations, it seems like only donations like over $1 go through on my stream for some reason. I'm not sure what's up with that, Ed Jr. I'm so sorry. But thank you for donating. You can type your message in the chat, and I'll read it out to you. Sorry about that. Oh, Sci-Fi Mascara, what is up? Oh my gosh, Sarah, I haven't seen you in so long. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hobulary420 says, "What are you playing right now, Kev?" I was just blindly playing Layer Section in the background here. I think I'm gonna pipe in some music just so it's not completely eerie silent here.
It's too bad you can't. The Layer Section music doesn't play during the track mode because it's so good.
I wonder if there's like a sound test mode or something.
Oh.
So what store is this? We got LSD 2.
Oh, this would be Beep.
Oh, nice.
The holy grail of game shopping.
Oh, Ed Jr.'s asks, why is groceries not in the Neo Gaia mixtape and stream? Well, we made the mixtape before we got him involved, and we basically asked Jordan like a week before we left, like if he wanted to meet up with us, because he was living in Korea at the time, and that's also the reason why he's not on the stream, is because the time zones are opposite. He has been joining lately, and we would like to incorporate him into future streams. But yeah, I mean, it's just like we already have our schedule down and stuff, and it's kind of a big ask, you know. I'm not even sure if he wants to, but yeah, that's why he's not on the mixtape. We made the mixtape like, I don't know, maybe a month before we left, before Jordan was even a part of the picture, so that's why he's not on there. Crusalix says Final Fantasy VI, Super Mario RPG, Chrono Trigger, Earthbound, Seiken Densetsu 3. What do you think of my top 5 SNES RPGs? I'd say that's a pretty solid list there. That's really, really solid. So yeah, what else we got here? We got
more Holy Grails from Beep.
So yeah, this
Space
is Beep.
Harrier on the PC-88.
Beep is the coolest store, man. I love Beep.
It blew my mind. Actually, I have a video of Beep that I haven't watched in all these years. It's just
nice.
like a 10-second video.
Is it in here? I hope it's in here. Oh,
there's the
nice
aisles.
Shot. So yeah, we got this is like the only store I've ever been to that just has arcade PCBs. All of these pink bubble wrap things are arcade PCBs. It's kind of crazy.
And here's what I picked up from Beep.
Oh,
we got
nice.
I'm
gonna blow you up here.
Lords of Thunder, Winds of Thunder, whatever you want to call it.
Nice.
PC Engine, Holy Grail shooter. I feel like I probably spent like maybe $80 on this.
It's a pricey one.
It rips so fucking hard. It's one of the best games on the system.
You got the spine card in there too. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's golden spine card. I mean,
yes.
Had to have it. And then here's one of the most infuriating, unfair bullshit games ever made.
I hate that game.
But
I love it.
It's still really cool for what it is, you know. But I mean, I've never made it past like the 4th level.
Yeah. It's one of those games where you die and then you get sent back to like the beginning of the level, right?
And not only that, but the enemies take too long to destroy. It's like practically a puzzle game. You have to perfect it. You have to be in the right place at the right time. If you take 1 second too long trying to take down an enemy, something will swoop out from the side of the screen and one hit you instantly. It's maddening. Yeah. Maddening. But the music is cool. The art is really cool. In fact, I love this artwork that you get on the inside of the booklet. One of the best, most infamous levels of the game. And this informed the graphic design for the Muzan edition batch that I designed.
Oh, that's awesome.
The Euro style font.
Yeah, totally.
And this cool texture down here.
I love it.
If you look at that one batch for Muzan and my artwork for my album that you mastered, Acreage, it's a complete reference to that.
That's so sick. So yeah, some more cool shots of Beep. Beep is like just as much of a museum as it is a store. And they've got some awesome vintage gaming PCs here. Damn it, dude, why didn't I buy that PC 9801 right there?
Where would you have put it, you know?
I don't know.
You already had a PCFX and a Twin Famicom.
I know. Yeah, let me bust those out real quick. I actually brought those in. So, yeah, Muzan, for those of you not familiar, is Josh's label. Our translator, Josh, he runs a sick-ass tape label out of Nara called Editions Muzan. Everyone should check out their stuff. It's really cool, like mellow ambient stuff.
I've done 2 releases on that label, and I also put out a release of Josh's music as Endurance on my label, Moss Archive, and it's a pretty good one.
So we got this big boy, the Sharp Twin Famicom. So this was something I knew I was gonna get the first Japan trip here. So, and
then I got jealous and had to get one like 2 days later.
So Joe also had to get one too. So this is just the most sleek piece of non-Nintendo designed Nintendo hardware imaginable. It's got the Famicom disk system with the this one. My eject drive is broken on this. This kind of sucks. Oh shoot.
But you have a little card.
Donation came in. Sego donated $5. Thank you so much, Sega. Really appreciate you. It's funny.
You know what I love about the Twin Famicom? It's the only piece of original Famicom hardware that actually says Famicom on it.
At the top. Yeah, it's I guess it was internally at Nintendo referred to as a family computer Famicom, but it was never like officially branded. And then Sharp patented it.
Sharp patented it because it was the name of one of their microwaves.
It's so funny.
They had a microwave called the Famicom.
So this is the worst thing about the Twin. Look at this. This is as long as you get. So you got to have your system like hooked up right next to you, because that's as long as you get on the controller. Kind of ridiculous.
And the controllers are attached to the back of the hardware too, which is even more. It's just adding insult to injury.
So yeah, there's a good look at that. So mine's a little dusty. You can see that. Need to clean that off, but. Yeah,
here's a little.
Yeah, that's the real Super Mario 2, right?
Yeah, the real Super Mario 2. Beautiful little, like, so lovely to collect these. I only have a couple, because it's much more practical to mod your Twin Famicom.
Yeah.
But God, these are so nice, and the text in there stamp. is a piracy. It's actually their anti-piracy.
A little clamp comes down, and if it doesn't fit in that stamp, then it rejects the disc. Ed Jr. says PCFX and chill when. I would like to do a PCFX stream, Ed Jr., but it's the highest.
It's mostly porn.
That's a misconception, but it's mostly text. It is mostly text-based simulation games, and. The whole like porn rumor is a little bit overblown. There's definitely a couple adult rated games, but I would say that the Saturn actually has more adult games than the PCFX. It's just the fact that the PCFX only has like 60 games.
I would tune in for that, by the way. I mean, that's PCFX is really interesting, just like bizarre piece of hardware. It's too bad that they didn't support it.
The best video quality that it outputs is S-Video, and I can use that with my FrameMeister, but that's not hooked up to the streaming setup. So one of these days, I'll do a PCFX stream, and I'll do some FM Towns Marty, because those are S-Video systems.
Hey, you could play Ray Amber 1 on that and just like pull your hair out.
Yeah, totally.
Here's some, since we're on the topic of Famicom, here's some Famicom games that I got while I was there. Just some interesting ones. Gunnak.
Oh yeah, I brought that one in here too. So
yeah, man.
I also got this same trip.
What an excellent game!
Amazing game.
Made by Compile, the people who did the Aleste series.
Also, much more expensive over here. If you want a US copy of Gunnak, it's like $250. It was back then, so I can only imagine it's gone up. This, I think I paid $40 for mine over there. So that's that was a good price for me.
I want to say I paid like $60 for mine, but I felt like it was like under $100. Yeah, I'll take it.
I mean, when the US version's going for like dummy prices like that. Oh, you got the Hello Kitty game. That's awesome.
Do you know this game?
Yeah, I played it a little bit. It's sick.
It's Balloon Kid. It's the sequel to Balloon Fight. On Game Boy, it's Balloon Kid. On Famicom, they branded it as a Hello Kitty game. It's super fun. The music rules. Really, really fun Nintendo game to just like pick up and play for a little bit. Here's the famous Nuts and Milk.
Oh yeah, Nuts and Milk. Great title.
You gotta share off
I
your
picked up some Nuts and Milk too. I love Nuts and Milk.
Also, just real quick, when I was there, I had no idea what these were at the time, but these are the Ninja Jajamaru-kun games.
Oh yeah.
And they're just like really hard, dumb, stupid arcade platformer games made by Jalico. But they're really charming. They're extremely simplistic, but there's something charming about them. There's a little screenshot on the back.
I love the games that have screenshots on the back. It's so sick.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, this one still has the price sticker from.
Ah, that's awesome.
Or it doesn't actually have the price, but it's got the date on it.
Yes.
2017.
Seppi Starshine says I'm absolutely terrible at Japanese Super Mario Brothers 2, but I absolutely love that game. Yeah, it's hard.
About $1.60 I paid for this.
So sick.
I love these. These are just like really chill to own these Jajamaru-kun games.
Yeah, love the colors too. So much better than NES cartridge design.
Yeah, they're
all
so
bulky.
nice. Yeah. And you can even like kind of over my shoulder, you can just see like my little Famicom shelf. You can see the colors just pop off, you know.
Yeah, that's so cool. They're like radioactive. So
there's the Holy Grail right there.
Our Holy Grail console, the Sharp X68000. Someday you will be mine.
Yep.
Yeah, that is a nice.
Basically about
system.
as powerful as a PlayStation or something, and it came out in what, like 1989?
Yeah.
I don't know what game is running on the screen there.
This is a little bit of a small tour of Beep's computer section.
That's about it.
Uh-huh.
I wish I had more footage.
Out. And
I
then
have a lot
back
of
in.
pictures.
Yeah, we do have a lot. I'm gonna kind of blast through some of them real quick. So where were we? We were on an MP4. There we go. Yeah. Insane gaming machine. Beep is just incredible. This was a nice.
There's a Hey Akihabara, I think is.
This is it's not Hey, because I found Hey, and Hey was like an insane like 4-story complex. This is something else. This is like the Taito.
Is that the Taito Game Center?
Taito Game Center.
That's a good one. You know, then the one thing I don't know, I might be misremembering this, but I feel like there's nobody working. You just go in there and it's just there's nobody working there. Like, imagine a business like that in America. It'd be trash. There'd be like poop on the floor. Yeah. Like
I'm sure they send a guy out like every 10, you know, like I don't know, maybe every hour or something to wipe down the machines, but
here's Nakano Broadway.
Nakano Broadway. Yeah, Rainy Cake says, so it's like a laundromat for gaming. Exactly.
Yeah.
Nakano Broadway is just filled with like
my little Tifa figurine. Had to have it.
Yes. All kinds of amazing trinkets.
Remember this sushi place we went to?
I do.
Remember this?
People
Kevin
were so
Costner.
Nice.
We said, oh, his name is Kevin, and she goes, Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner. Some more nice Bastion Void imagery. Some.
This is the izakaya in Kanazawa.
Yeah. Oh man, that place is awesome.
Yeah, I love this picture, man. Look at your face.
Yeah. So we found a game bar in Kanazawa, and this place is amazing.
Cool spot. Really cool spot.
I think, like, there was like one dude left in there, and then he left, and then like I realized that they were staying open later than their posted hours, and I was like, oh, you know, I'm sorry, we'll leave. And he was like, no, this is fun. Like, I like hanging out with you guys. And I was like, all right, well, let's get another round of beers going. So like, the dude was just gonna stay open as long as we wanted to hang out, and I thought that was incredibly chill. Here, you know, it's like you go to a bar and they're like screaming at you 15 minutes before they close, like get the hell out of here, you know, like. But this guy was like, he liked talking about games with us, and he spoke very good English. And they had a really nice selection. And he was like stoked that at like the games that we picked out too. Like I got one here that I played at the bar. Squoon. This is
Squoon, Irem.
Yeah, made by Irem. They did the R-Type series, and
yeah.
It has a LED on the cart itself, so when you plug it in,
so much.
It lights up the cart. So this is like a submarine shmup. Super cool game. And yeah, our boy, I put it in. He's like Squoon. Like he loved Squoon.
This was also the place where I learned about this game, The Mysterious Castle of Mirasame.
Oh yeah, totally.
Which is like that hardcore. It's
almost like a Zelda.
The sequel to Zelda 1 that we never knew existed.
Mm-hmm.
It's Zelda 1, but hard as balls, and starring this like samurai guy.
It's sick as hell.
Fucking rules.
It's sick as hell.
And it's just like I can't believe we never got it. And this is what the full Famicom disk system games.
Yeah, you get that nice outer box.
Big booklet and stuff.
Huge booklet. Yeah, so it's mysterious Castle Miramasa. I believe it has a fan translation too, so y'all can check it out on the emulator.
And I believe that character is in like Smash Brothers or something like that too now.
There's like a trophy or something.
Yeah, I don't play Smash Brothers, but look at how beautiful Kanazawa is. And then I don't remember the guy at the hostel who was like, "Hold your CD."
Oh, Rue. His name was Rue.
Rue, yeah.
So this is Okonomiyaki.
Yeah.
Ah man. I found a vegan okonomiyaki place in Osaka, and
that sounds good. I would love to try. Like,
it was incredible.
Vegan okonomiyaki.
I was like getting to the level of hunger where I was gonna like, kill somebody and eat them when we got to Osaka last year, and I found this place like right around the corner from the show that we were gonna play, and Mark and I went over there, and we were like waiting for so long to get food, but then once it came out, it was just like everything was okay. Yeah, okonomiyaki is...
Oh god, I want some right now.
That's
real
a
bad.
delight. That's a culinary delight. So yeah, this is bad.
Oh,
this is in Osaka.
What a beautiful night that was. We were drinking shochu on the...
That was a particularly vile bottle of shochu. It tastes like lighter fluid. It was like...
Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
Like one little
look at this
sip
shot.
of that.
That's one of the releases it did.
That's a Musan Dreamforce Somnambulist.
Look at this. This is Kyoto of all places. It looks like we're in like Kowloon or something.
Yeah, super.
Isn't that gnarly? Look
yeah.
at that. Look at that alleyway. That's outside.
I love that. There's good old Josh. There's our boy. There's our boy playing an endurance set. Got the full man spread going on.
Look at that man spread.
Damn. Yeah, that was a sick show. Was
that Takashi Hattori?
Yeah.
And
God, his set was so good.
He played a cool set too. Yeah.
Really heavy organ jams.
He had that traditional garb.
Yeah.
And then he gave it to me, and he had me wear it, which was like such a bizarre experience.
Yeah. God. Oh, look at that. That's so cute.
I'm obviously feeling a little bit
a little self-conscious
awkward
there.
about that.
Oh man, we're drunk. We're drunk in Osaka here.
Dotonbori.
Yeah. Yeah, all you fans of Yakuza 0. That's the Sotonbori Street actually exists, and it's Dotonbori. So I was meeting up with Josh here to go to Ikoma. Just taking a picture of Colin, taking a picture with the selfie stick. So this is a vegan
Nyabingi
feast at Nyabingi, which is a Rasta.
All vegan.
Rasta venue / restaurant that's converted from a traditional Japanese inn, and all the food is vegan. It's just incredible.
And they had Akira playing on them. You could pick what movie you wanted to watch on that little CRT over there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was so cool. So we had our own little private room and all these VHS tapes and all the CRT.
And we had this the heated the heated cushion, the table that you
sat on. What is it? The kotatsu, I think it's called.
Kotatsu.
The kotatsu table. I want one of those so bad.
Yeah,
man.
I love that shot too, man. You can just picture like Godzilla like marching across the.
So that's Nara down there, and we're on Ikoma. If you want to look this up, it's Ikoma. Somebody said Ikoma, like Ecoma. That's funny, Rainy Kicks. Sounds like a badass festival. Sega Octopus says all this food is making me hungry. Yeah, I know, right? I'm gonna have to cook something. And
that's where they have that festival where they carve the kanji for big into the side of the mountain.
Yeah,
and light it on fire.
Love it. So yeah, Ikoma is awesome.
This is that abandoned village on the top of the mountain.
Yeah, so
this
Josh.
Is a fucking trip. I mean, Josh is always gonna take you to crazy places
Josh is an enterprising urban explorer, and he took us to some places that he had previously explored, but are totally abandoned. We're nice boys. We didn't steal or vandalize anything. We just checked it out and took pictures. But that was a surreal experience because one of my ex-girlfriends actually is a photographer of like abandoned locations, and I used to go out with her all the time in 2012 and 2003 to all these like weird abandoned houses and farmhouses she knew about, and like we'd spend a whole day out in the country just like lurking around in these places. And then I know James too, he's also a fan of perpin, as he calls it, perpetrating. So like we went back. This place was locked up when we went back in 2018. But he took us to the inn. Man, this was dangerous. I remember the floor being super soft around here.
Wow,
being like,
yeah.
Don't step on that.
It feels like straight out of Silent Hill or Siren or something.
Yeah, so this is the inn. This is Shinka. Shinka.
I always forget what it's called.
This is a bar in Osaka.
Greatest gin and tonics.
Yeah, the guy made this whole bar out of like old submarine parts, and it looks like the interior of a submarine. And it's dead silent. They don't play any music in there.
Dead fucking silent.
It's really so cool. Weird. It's surreal as hell. And yeah, he definitely really makes a show too. Of making these gin and tonics, but they were really tasty.
It takes him like 10 minutes to make one.
Yeah, I think it's a show. I think he's like intentionally chiseling the ice and like
tap 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 tap.
Yeah.
There's the door. There's the entryway.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so cool. So hard to find on the map. It's like an alley within an alley within an alley. So like, Japanese streets are like, there's like going to be an alley going on one side and then an alley going on the other side and then an alley that joins them, kind of like H-shaped. And this was like in the middle of the H, kind of jutting up and then like to the left a little bit. So it was like we kept walking around the block and going through the alley. And then finally we were like, oh, there's another alley in this alley that leads to another little nook. And then like, here's this bar. It's totally unmarked.
Totally unmarked. Oh.
So what is this? This is on top of...
I like the audio of this one. You just get to hear the Japanese crows and stuff.
It's Kanazawa or something.
Tani9 in Osaka.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna turn down the music here. Ah, yeah. An Osaka morning, so fresh. Man, just the best.
There's those Japanese crows, and there's that shrine down there. I mean, one thing that I love about even being in a huge metropolis like Osaka, you're gonna find these pockets of nature everywhere that are just so pristine, so peaceful.
Caw. Ah, man. Take me back, dude. Yeah.
I watched that video quite a bit, actually.
Oh, here's Joe trying to get all his games back on the airplane. Joe.
Literally collapsing on the ground.
Oh, my God.
Making everybody mad. Everyone. I got so many dirty looks.
Got the duffel. Yeah, after this, I was like, I'm getting a roller suitcase for next year. There's no freaking way I'm gonna like carry that stuff on my back anymore. That was just torture. I think there's one more of yours.
Oh, this was just back decompressing the final night there.
Yeah.
I remember we were blasting 311 and
that's
annoying you.
Yeah, I had to leave the room for that.
You were like, guys.
I can't take it anymore. I got a couple in here too.
Yeah, let's look at yours.
I got some of the game shops, so I'm gonna hide the Firefox window while I navigate to this. Let's fire up a different game on here. What else should we do? I got the Saturn hooked up right now, so
You got the Saturn.
It's another game I got. Guardian Heroes for the Saturn. This is another expensive one in the U.S.
Yep.
And yeah, I just play a burn of this one. Play a burn of the U.S. version, so it's still like resealed. But you can play this with a multi-tap, 3-player co-op.
This was treasure, beat 'em up.
3280, 3,280 yen. So this is about $30. Had the spine card. It's just in mint shape. What else did I get here? Saturn Bomberman. This is another one that's like way too expensive in America, but I got this out of a Super Potato dollar bin. That was literally $1.
To get that.
Yeah, I mean you can find a nice copy for like $15. So.
Yeah. I got a couple Saturn to burn. Here's KO2.
Oh, KO.
This is one where if I'm, messing around with my OSSC or just got a new monitor or something, this one is one I always put this one on because
should we fire that one up?
It's beautiful. It's such a beautiful game. The pixel art is like, this is one of the top pixel art games on the Saturn.
KO2. Let's pull it up.
Here's Outrun. Better than Arcade Perfect because you can run it at 60 FPS on the Saturn.
Ah, yeah. So good.
These are, in my opinion, hidden gems.
Uh-oh. Take notes, viewers.
This is Gale Racer. It's almost like the sequel to Outrun, but it's from a first-person point of view. And the arcade version of Gale Racer was the first appearance ever of Sonic the Hedgehog. It was like 1989 or something like that. Before Sonic even came out. He's a little
Yuga Katai.
There it is.
Okay, let's boot it up.
And then lastly, Grand Chaser. It's kind of like a Japanese answer to Wipeout.
Oh, nice.
Floating car racing game. And this is one where the Japanese one, Dirt Cheap, has this really kick-ass soundtrack. It kind of sounds like it would be like a PC Engine shooter or something.
That's awesome.
And I remember the American version is what I played as a kid, and it has this like American butt rock music. They changed the soundtrack.
Of course they did.
The Japanese one. It's not an amazing game, but it's got a really cool style. Like, worth the $1 that I paid for it, or $2 or whatever.
That's awesome. Somebody said, Quip, what do you think of Kulex's battle in Super Mario RPG? To be honest with you, I haven't played that game and I beat it 15 years ago, so I don't remember a single thing about Super Mario RPG. Probably about
that was the first RPG I ever played. I did that before going on to Final Fantasy VII.
Might be time to replay it. This is a pretty sick little anime intro here. They've used an interesting technique to make things bigger. I see. There's like a weird kind of dithering going on, but it looks sick.
I wonder if this one benefits from the extra video card.
I don't know.
Probably not.
There's like 5 games that do.
But this is made by Victor, and Victor is known for
their technological terrors.
Yeah.
So this is man, I hate to show you guys a letterbox within a letterbox, but this is what is this? This is no, not Friends, not Trader. This is Retro Game Camp in Akihabara.
Oh yeah, Retro Game Camp.
I got
this copy of Star Parodia there.
Oh man, I gotta pick that one up. Star Parodias. Yeah. That's awesome.
Great, excellent game.
So yeah, this Retro Game Camp, I mean, they've got everything, and it's all bagged and tagged and just everywhere.
I feel like that place is kind of expensive.
It is expensive, but they've got the selection down pat. They've got everything there.
Wow, look at all those box Famicom games. That's so nice.
Goonies.
Goonies too.
I gotta stop taking vertical videos. These kill me every time.
Well, you're game hunting with your left hand and you're holding the camera with your right hand.
Right.
It is what it is.
I gotta get a phone that doesn't weigh. iPhone is like iPhone 7. I've had the same one since the trip.
Yeah, same.
Yes, apologies for this serial killer viewing style here. I shot this at 30 FPS. I didn't know that my phone could shoot 60. It was brand new at the time. This is the second floor of Retro Game Camp.
They got a stair dedicated just to the Wonder Swan. Love it.
Amazing. I saw somebody post a picture of that staircase, and they were like,
there's those PC Engine games. That's just where Star Parodia came from.
Nice. What did I get from here? I got a couple PC Engine CD games from there. I got Valis 3.
That game rules. Oh, I
Valis
love the Valis
3
games.
for the PC Engine CD.
Nice.
And there's Colin. I got Shibubenman 3.
Oh, I want to get that one. That's cool.
This was also pretty cheap. I think these were about $20 a piece. Shibubenman 3 or Shockman 3.
Shockman, right?
Shockman.
Kind of not exactly like Mega Man, but maybe analogous to Mega Man.
Yeah, it's close enough. Kind of like Mega Man. So this is a more retro game camp.
There's that Macross game.
Macross, yeah. The PC Engine one's not that great, honestly. The
Saturn
one's better. Saturn one's way better.
Yeah. Played the entire thing in Japanese. I've never seen the movie. I have no idea, but it's loaded with cutscenes.
You gotta watch the anime, Joe.
Yeah, I know.
It's so good. I mean, the movie is like the anime compressed into 2 hours, so it really doesn't do it justice. But like the anime is super digestible. It's like 28, maybe 36 episodes total. It's on Amazon Prime. It's not dubbed, it's subbed, and
Good.
it's great.
There's Kevin.
Some purchases in front of Retro Game Camp. I also bought I don't remember if I bought this at Trader or Retro Game Camp, but Mighty Final Fight for the Famicom.
Wow, sick.
This one I used to have the NES cartridge, and then I sold it when I saw it was starting to go for like $200. I think I sold the NES game for $200, and then I bought this for like $20.
So chibi characters.
Chibi Final Fight, yeah, really sick little beat 'em up. Retro Game Camp logo.
I love their sign. That's awesome.
Here's a Trader down the street. They had a great selection. That's where I got the gun.
Here's one I got at Trader. Gradius 5.
Gradius 5. So sick. So sick.
So this is the story of Gradius 5 rules because it's made by Treasure, who is ex-Konami, and they essentially brought Treasure back into Konami just to make the final and best Gradius game. This is one of the greatest shooters that you can play. It's so sick. Look at that. Wow, man.
So this is like what, your second day in Tokyo?
There's the copy of Umihara Kawase too.
My boy here's a fiend. Look at this. He's looking at his phone, reading some text from his GF. He's like, how am I gonna get all this back?
Speaking of she was my girlfriend at the time. She's my wife now.
Yeah.
She really wants to cosplay as the Umihara Kawase character.
Nice.
We're pretty sure she could pull it off.
I think so too. Yeah, I also bought this on this trip, but I got mine in Osaka.
Dude, how sick is the name of this company? Think about needs of notice for human being.
I got the DS version too, which is the Super Famicom and the PlayStation version in one.
Cool, cool. I love this box art. This is just so, I don't know, man. It just brings me back to a high school.
It's so clean. Look at that. It's beautiful.
This youthful.
I love it. You know what I don't love is they made that game Blade Strangers for Switch, and they like over-sexualized her to like a gross degree. It's like
you can see it creeping in even on the PlayStation version.
Yeah, DS version a little bit too. It's like she's supposed to be 13. Give it a rest, you pervy developers.
But yeah. But dude, once again, if we can just talk about the developer of this, the name of their team.
Oh yeah, I love that little phrase at the top. Think about needs of notice for human being. Love it. Surugaya and Akihabara.
I'm not sure if I actually even got anything from there.
God, the store is so densely packed. It's so hard to get around. Clivy asks, which Macross series are y'all talking about? Yeah, Super Dimension Fortress Macross. That's the best one. I mean, I've never seen Macross 7 or whatever. The J-Rock one. I watched Macross Frontier, which it's good, but it's got that weird kind of like all the mech scenes are 3D and like I don't know. I'm hand drawn animation guy.
Yeah,
so.
especially mechs. You want your mechs hand drawn. It's just that's like a really specific era in Japanese animation.
Yeah.
So Kev, is Do You Remember Love based on the Super Dimension?
Yeah, the movie Super Dimension Fortress Macross. Do You Remember Love?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I need to watch that.
So that sums up the anime into like 2 hours.
By the way.
Yeah, that's a really nice and easy shmup. You can beat that in one sitting on like hard mode. And yeah, there's a ton of anime cinematics on there. So here's
it's cool.
other like
if I could understand the language, it would be like watching the movie, but I didn't really understand what was going on.
Yeah. Yeah, so man, they've got everything here.
Oh man, Gimmick.
They had that Game Boy game too.
There's Yu Suzuki's GameWorks. I forgot. Hold on, I gotta pull that off the shelf.
There's Magical Chase for PC Engine. Man, all these games are so expensive. All these look at they got Battle Garega down here.
Battle Garega rules.
I wonder how much they wanted for that. Let's see if we can see. I can't tell.
I don't know.
It's too low
$1,000
res.
maybe.
It's got to be. It goes for 1,500 now.
These were two of my like actually most epic pickups on that trip, and I.
Oh yeah, you got that Virtua Fighter book.
It's a Virtua Fighter 4 on the PlayStation 2, running in a high-res adaptation of the Virtua Fighter 1 engine.
Wow.
So it animates fluidly like a game that was created in 2005, but it's like these super clean, crisp polygons from the 90s version of
awesome.
Virtua Fighter.
That's so
it's
sick.
The best, my favorite version of Virtua Fighter to play. And then
hey B, thanks for joining the chat.
And then this was in your photo, so
B's a shmupper.
Cool.
B knows what's up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you got that Yu Suzuki GameWorks.
This was at Beep on the top of a shelf.
So badass.
For $5.
God.
And it's just the history of Yu Suzuki. And if you love Shenmue or Space Harrier or any of that shit, it's all.
I wanted the book so bad, man, but they just add so much weight to your bag. It's like, ugh, man. I was joking around with Mark. I was like, dude, can we rent a shipping container for the next trip?
Mine did not have the disc because it's supposed to come with a disc of Dreamcast games. Mine was missing it. That's why it was so cheap. But okay. I got Mega Box Reproductions to make me a disc.
Wow! Holy crap!
It looks perfect. By the way, a lot of people, repros are a lot less relevant these days because there's so many ways to get ROMs on your system. But a few years ago, repros were a little bit more of an art form, and the Mega Box Reproductions guy like really knows his stuff. He's super chill. He's a super enthusiast. Highly recommend it working with him if anybody ever needs to get a repro.
Dude, imagine there's no game shops in America anywhere that have an ounce of the selection that like the worst game shop has. I mean, this is like unparalleled.
Yeah.
Unparalleled.
What is this? Just a hard off or something? Is this like a book off or a hard off?
This is Surugaya.
Oh, okay.
This is a good transition. This is where I got my PCFX. I wish that I had enough room to buy that beautiful boxed one, because it was only like, the boxed one was only $20 more than my Lucy here. But I picked
Kev, remember when the PCFX was giving you like weird power issues and you brought it back to Super Potato?
Oh, that was the Sharp Twin Famicom, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this is NEC's console after the PC Engine and the TurboGrafx, and you load in discs from the top here, and it looks just like a PC tower, but it ultimately failed against the Saturn and the PS1 because it doesn't render polygons at all. It's just a sprite powerhouse. So yeah, this is the NEC PCFX.
How many games
obtained
are
from
there?
the Surugaya. I think there's 63. So you can see the controller is kind of an evolution of the PC Engine. Yeah, really cool system. Also, too, you know what sucks really bad is the battery door got broken on the flight back, and I dare not even open it. But it's just a little plastic thing, and I drilled into it a little bit, and then I glued a metal rod in there so that it would stay like somewhat closed. So yeah, so cool. Yeah, gotta love that. I got one game for it that I also purchased here, Farland Story. So yeah, this is like cool little tactical RPG.
Are there any fan translations of any of these PCFX games?
There's Zero Agar, which is a shmup, and that's pretty good. I beat all the beatable games on PCFX. There's like 3. So wow. There's a Chip Chan Kick is a puzzle game. Has fun co-op. Mark and I played that for hours when he came to visit. And there's a Zenki game.
Yeah, right, the Zenki. And I feel like it's kind of hard to get the Zenki game running on Super Famicom.
Yeah, I picked up 2 of those games this trip. The Zenki side-scrollers. The one for PCFX is really good. The colors are really, really nice.
Yeah, it looked really good what I've seen of it.
I beat it co-op with my roommate, actually. This is friends, and I can't believe I actually got video of this because they're all like, they're crazy about
Friends. I
filming.
think I got my copy of Vertical Force at Friends.
Yeah, they don't want you to film here.
Dude, I remember, I think it was Friends. I remember being there. There was like a guy up at the counter with like 2 Neo Geo AES games, and each one was like $1,000.
Yeah.
And he was like up at the counter deliberating, and I just said, do it, dude. And he's like, my wife's not gonna be happy about this. He had Blazing Star, I think. He was gonna get the best Neo Geo game, you know?
I was like, you need that in your life, and he's like, I need to retain my wife. I was like cracking
up. That's what it was.
So funny. What is this? Oh, this is entrance to Beep.
Oh shit! Wow.
So this would be our first time going into Beep.
Sorry.
You hear me mutter "Sumimasen."
Sorry. Oh my god, this place is blowing my mind.
I don't even remember what game that was.
Seeing these shoot 'em ups that I've just like never even heard of in my life before.
Yeah, you read about them, and then you see them, and you're like, wow. And like, this is just normal. This is just totally normal, you know?
Yeah.
It's like X68000 games, PC98, PC8801, MSX games, just like every type of home computer entertainment games.
Oh,
ever.
There's a Tiger Heli. There's LS2. You got a shot of LS2 too as well.
Yes, Sephi Starshine. This is where I bought. This is where I bought the FM Towns Marty.
Those are some good
in
Mega
2019.
Drive shooters right there.
Guy thumbing through some Super Famicom. Is that a JVC?
I know I've said this to you before. Like, I would have these dreams where I would be at the best game store of all time, and you would look down and there would be 50 games and you want them all, and you're having this dream about like, how can I buy all these? This was the reality of Beep.
Right.
Where you're like, you're sifting through a box and you're like, I want this, and before you know, you have a stack of 30 games in your hands. And it's like, you know what? I'm in Japan. Look, that's the face you make when you see.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Overwhelming.
In front of the PC 98, or is that's an 88, PC 8801. Probably playing some Toho shmups on there. That's so crazy.
Toho published Super Odyssey too.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Ed Junior asks if I played the original Space Harrier. Yes, I have, Ed Junior. It's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Oh god. Next year, man, I'm gonna figure out a way to get a computer back from Beep. If I have to like buy a custom flight case or a Pelican case while I'm over there, I will do it. So here's a MSX.
Yeah, do you so
Super
if you
cool.
had the choice between the MSX 2, the PC98, or the Sharp X68000,
I'd get an X68000.
Kind of a no-brainer, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go ahead and drop that $1,200. There. Look
Stroke.
at that.
You worship.
That was not for sale. That was definitely not for sale. This was for display. But when I went last year, they had one for sale, and it was like 120,000 yen. So it was like, I mean, yeah, like $1,200. I was like, man, that would be so stupid to like spend 2 months of rent on one game console. So I got the Marty, which was half the price. I was like, I'll get the X68000 next year.
Mm-hmm. Do you know about that version of Cotton for the X68000? It's a totally unique, like better than the arcade version for the X68000.
Beep like made it, right?
For
the new PS4
they reissued it, and it is coming out on the compilation that's coming on the PS4 pretty soon.
Right.
Like you can order it right now, but there was a special Beep edition, and as far as I know, Beep is actually like publishing games now. They're publishing this.
That's so sick.
This Cotton. It's unbelievable.
This is just like like a restaurant, but they had a little Famicom out on the street, so you could just go,
Why
go
not?
and play it. That's just so
Man,
cool.
It's so jarring to come back home to America and be like, oh, there isn't just like anime and video games out on the street everywhere.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. America sucks.
Well, obviously, for many reasons, but.
So this was like
Gunbird.
A couple
days
into my first excursion here.
Hagane there.
Yeah, I got the PCFX, the Sharp Twin. Am I crazy, or does that Sharp Twin look better in that? It's probably all clean and shit. Mine's all dirty.
Yeah.
So yeah, what else I got? I got a couple of these sitting here. I bought Musia. This is a sick Super Famicom game.
You convinced me to get that one too while we were there, and you know what?
Yeah.
I played it the first night I got home from Japan once, and that's it.
Dude, it's hard.
I should pop it in again.
Though. I love it.
It's a cool game. Hagane. I mean, I think probably a lot of people know about that game by now.
This is probably the most I've spent on one single game in my life. It's like
I think I spent like $250 on mine. It's just a loose cart.
I had to have a CIB Hagane.
I got a repro case for mine. It looks pretty good, but yeah.
That's awesome. You got the OG, right? Or the Super Nintendo one, right?
No,
or did you get the
mine's
Super
Famicom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is crispy. I mean, this is like looks brand new. And the US version is like cart only for like $300, even in 2017. So I can only guess that it's gone up. Everyone bust out your price charting. This was 18,000 yen. So it was at the exchange rate time. I remember calculating it out to be $160, which is by far the most I've ever paid for a game.
I paid more for my loose cart because I found mine in America.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how it goes. I knew that was going to be the only chance for me to get a CIB Hagane, and I had to have it, so.
you know how I was telling you recently how I sold a lot of my Shin Megami Tensei collection at the time,
right?
Back in the day, it was to get that
to
copy
fund
of
Hagane. Yeah, that's okay.
I was just like grabbing shit off the shelf, like Persona 3 special edition in the box, out of here,
garbage,
like all these
trash.
I regret that now, but Hagane is one of those games where it looks like a PS1 or a Saturn game.
Dude, it does.
You know?
It plays like one too.
Yeah.
So
it's.
Oh, what's up, little Liam? Glad you decided to join us. Thank you. That's so funny. Everyone's agreeing with my anti-American sentiment. Not just because of the game selection, but because
there's a lot more than just games.
Yeah, there's a lot more than just games that adds into that. But so here's Turedo. Or Trader. Yeah, they just have a ton of nice games in Turedo for decent prices. Oh, there's a Hagane there.
This is where I got a lot of my Sega Ages 2500.
Damn, you got the stack. You busted out the Sega Ages stack. That's so sick.
The big one, the one that I was really excited about at the time was
I mean, look at you will never ever anywhere in America see this many boxed Super Nintendo games ever.
Oh, I know.
Ever. Yep. But then it's like every other store you go to just has like hundreds.
Yeah, dude, you go into a game store in America and they're proud of like the 3-boxed Super Nintendo games they have.
Yeah, and it's like Aero Biz, Empire Strikes Back, and like, you know, Phalanx or something.
By the way, I just want to mention this game
yeah.
real quick. If I don't know, maybe people are familiar, but this collection that you can get for the PS2, you have Phantasy Star 1 through 4, and there are English options. So, you know, you can import this and get all the mainline Phantasy Star games.
It's $100 now, but I'd say that it's still arguably worth it because of the difficulty slider. You can
play them in easy mode.
Play them in easy mode.
When I found out that there were actually English options, I believe this is M2, ported by M2.
They're ported by M2. It's perfect.
And I think that you can play them in 480p.
They play in 240, dude. 240, yeah, just like the original presentation.
But there's an HD mode that scales perfectly as well. So if you're playing on
480i,
an OSSC or something like that, 480i.
Yeah.
I think it's 480p.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, I think there's like a couple of games that run in 480p, and I'm pretty sure Galaxy Force 2 is also one of them.
Damn. I gotta boot those up because I have those on the hard drive. This must have been the Taito.
Taito Game Center?
Game Center.
Oh, there's Cotton. I think you just went by Cotton.
Yeah.
And there's Armed Police Bat Rider.
That was the first time I played Bat Rider and blew my mind.
That game rules, man.
Yeah. It's calm. I'm gonna go a little bit late. I usually cut it off here at 9, but I don't know. What are you feeling like, Joe? You gotta go to bed or something? We'll roll for a little bit longer. So I still got a couple more pictures to show. I think Dissidia NT had just come out, and it was like all over. But nobody was playing it. No one was playing NT. I remember just like looking at the attract mode and it looking really cool. And
I think there's a Dissidia for Vita or something. And I thought about maybe downloading it, but
NT is like it's now free to play on PS4. I think they're having trouble getting people to like actually play it. And for everything I've read is that it's arguably worse than the PSP one. So yeah. So this is back at that game bar in Kanazawa. It's a nice little Famicom
and it's
selection.
Funny, my photos looks just like that.
Yeah, we got some overlap here. Here's
Castlevania.
Young Joe playing some Castlevania 2 or 3.
Remember we told him about Castlevania, how you can't save your game in the American version of Castlevania.
Yeah.
And he just burst out laughing.
Yeah, he thought it was hilarious. Yeah, get this. The Famicom Disk System versions of Castlevania 2 and 3, you can save your game.
So and you know what? You need to, because they're harder.
Yeah.
I was trying to play Castlevania 1. Every Halloween I play Castlevania. And I was trying to do Castlevania 1 on the Famicom Disk System, and it's fucking hard. Just like simple things, like they change the sine wave shape of the Medusa head. Just by a little bit. The timing is slightly different.
It's messing with the patterns that you know and love.
Yeah. There's Downtown, buddy.
This is Den Den Town.
Den Town, yes.
In Osaka. So this is what Josh called the New World, and this was built slightly like just after the war as kind of like a let's get the economy back up again, and it remains pretty much unchanged since then.
Den Town rules.
It's got a very cool feel.
Yeah, I feel like when I describe Osaka to people, it's kind of like, you know, Tokyo is the future, and Osaka is
stuck in the 80s still.
It's the future, but it's the 80s.
Yeah.
It's the 80s. Like Osaka just stuck in the 80s, and it's perfect.
So here's like.
By the way, that tower in the middle of Den Town is also a dungeon in Devil Summoner.
That's
on
awesome.
PS2.
That's
Shin Megami Tensei. Yeah.
So this is the RPG bargain bin here. You can just see copies of Bahamut Lagoon for
Bahamut Lagoon
yen.
just turned 25 this week.
It was the fan translation finally reached completion.
Really?
Yeah.
It wasn't before?
It was like there were some errors and some weird glitches and stuff. So they finished the translation. It's like out officially as 1.0, and they released the the source code, so anybody can translate it to any other languages now, which is kind of cool.
I gotta re-download that ROM then.
But yeah, they had everything here. I thought this was cute. They had some of the higher value Famicom games with like little drawings on each of them.
Oh, they got Dun Doko Dun, which is a pretty cool game.
Yeah, look at that. That's so cool.
I love those drawings.
So charming. Here's if you ever need a Super Famicom.
Just a common site in
This
Japan.
is a common site. You know, it's like you just go to anywhere and you can get a Super Famicom for $12, $13. It's just
stacks of them.
Yeah,
everywhere.
probably build a house with Super Famicom. Yeah, I really enjoy those images. So this was Super Potato in Den Town. There's two.
Yes.
One's better than the other.
That's where I got my Twin Famicom, was at the Super Potato Den Town.
This is the not as good one, but it's still just packed to the frickin' brim.
Man, I remember I picked up my Twin Famicom and there was like a note written on it that I couldn't read, and I walked up to the lady at the counter and I, on my Google Translate, put a button that said, "Does this work?"
Mm-hmm.
And she read it, and once again she just burst out laughing. That just does this work? It just burst into
It's
laughter.
like 50 copies of Chrono Trigger, 50 copies of Seiken Densetsu 2, like 100 copies of Dragon Quest, each one. Just perfect shape in the boxes. All these games are like 500 to 900 yen. Like
that Dragon Quest
$5 to $10
3 remake on Super Famicom is really, really good. Beautiful sprite work in that.
I got to do all those Dragon Quest games.
Oh man, you're gonna love 7.
I'm scared of 7, Joe. For how long you played it?
It's very relaxing. I did play it for 2 years straight.
Here's your favorite bar, Dendo.
Oh yeah, Dendo. I love that place, man.
Yeah.
And Josh took me there for the first time. That's where I first ever played Gun Knack.
See, they got a Bomberman 2. I also got one right here.
God, I love
the US
Dendo.
version of this is a little more than I paid for. I think this is $10 over there.
So this bar is in a cramped hallway full of other bars.
Yeah, it's like a mall of bars.
It basically, you pick your fetish, essentially. You know, if you want a game bar or whatever. And that's where I first hung out with Josh, and he translated the liner notes to my Nippon album.
That's awesome.
It was like at a cramped bar across the hall from Dendo.
So cool. Yeah. Oh, look at this. It's a Espeluga 2 in the background.
Oh yeah, that
so
game.
Cool.
That game is so good.
So good.
And I usually describe that as like Cave doing Ikaruga in their alternate mode.
The soundtrack to that game rips.
The laser blasts the purple bullets and the spread shot blasts the pink bullets, and it just like when your brain clicks in, it's like one of the most like visceral flow state kind of shooter experiences.
Love it. So here's we're drunk here. I think this was when there was like a car whipping down the alley super fast.
Oh yeah.
And I almost walked into it, and I was like one of those, like my life flashed before my eyes. That car was going way too fast down the alley. Alleys are basically pedways in Japan. And cars go through them, but they're just clustered with people.
It's pretty rare to see car traffic in a lot of those foot streets.
Yeah.
What's this? What's this place?
This is Beep again.
This is Beep. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I got this at Friends, but this is kind of fun to show too. This is a Super Game Boy controller.
Yeah. I got mine over there too. I love that the box is the same size as a Super Famicom box.
Yeah, fits real nice next to your Super Famicom boxes. Same dimensions.
It's leaning up against Donkey Kong Country over there.
So I ripped off this design for the New Life on New Gaia mixtape. Let me grab that here. I love this Hori box design, so I kind of. Here's the
really
inspo
tight.
here. I kind of just straight jacked it. It's got the
and you got that Legend of Legaia or whatever box.
This is Robotrek box art, and then the American version of All-Stay Space Megaforce box set there. So,
but that logo, that's that NX.
Oh, the that font there. Yeah, the
good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. What other fun shit did I get? So the Game Boy games in Japan, the boxes are all
Game
kind of
Boy
varying
games.
sizes. Got Super Bonk 2 and Mario Picross here.
Dude, I picked up Picross on my first trip there. That's a really fun. That still holds up. That's a super fun game you can play on your Game Boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it because you got it, and because it was also 780 yen, so it's super cheap.
Solar Striker is a shoot 'em up for the Game Boy.
Oh yeah, that one's good.
It's real good, real simple. You know, not overly complex with the graphics, meaning you can actually understand what's going on.
Yeah.
On your Game Boy screen.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, we got Keith in here. What's up, Keith? Says Joe, what's up?
Was that Keith Rankin?
Yeah, Keith Rankin's in here.
Oh, nice. Oh man, I haven't seen Keith in a while.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So yeah, we got.
I can't wait to see the front cover of that new Giant Claw record.
Oh man,
cover looked pretty nice.
Dude. Both Joe and Keith are on the new Palace in the Sky remix project, which is amazing.
That's gonna be a good record, man. I mean, I haven't heard Keith's track yet.
You gotta check it out.
But I've heard my track.
Crispy asks what game is in the background. This is Kyo 2. Kyo Flying Squadron 2 for Sega Saturn.
So the Sega CD, the first KO game is a straight shooter. The sequel on Saturn is like half platformer, half shooter.
Yeah. Oh man, look at that sprite work. God.
It's so good, man. And this really shows off the power of the Saturn. I believe there's transparencies and stuff too.
I'm gonna have to stream this one. This is sick as hell.
It's a really good game, but it's actually, you know, it's pretty tough. There's your Tanuki with his big balls.
Oh yeah. Those lucky nuts.
I still have my
Dude, this looks sick.
I still have my Super Potato tag for Solar Striker as well.
Yeah. I always keep those on, man. They're just too nostalgic. Yeah, I love seeing like where you bought the games. Like, you see, I bought this at
dude, Gun Hazard is so good too.
Yeah.
That game rules.
I beat the English translation of it. It's awesome. It's got the Yoshitaka Amano art. This one, you can see I paid 1,080 yen. That's this was like about $9. Yeah, perfect, beautiful Super Famicom game.
Imagine what you would pay for any boxed Super Nintendo game in America.
God. Crispy, this is real Sega Saturn hardware. I've got the Terra Onion mode hooked up to my capture card with a real Sega Saturn.
Here's we'll just hold that up.
Yeah, Joe's got the real deal. Man, I would love to have this game, but I'm afraid
this was
that I
one
can't
of the
afford
pricier
it.
grips. Oh, I didn't even pull it off the shelf. My copy of Cotton 2.
Oh yeah.
I think that was the most expensive game I got.
Boomerang. We got to boot up Cotton Boomerang so you can see the.
The Cotton games are so good, and you know I really like this beautiful graphic design here, with this Japanese maple leaf pattern.
Oh yeah, that looks great.
The colors are excellent.
Damn.
This is just one of those. You know, you see it sitting there on your shelf, and you think about it at night, laying in bed, and you're just like,
sleep easy.
That's there.
Knowing that you have it,
just makes you happy.
Yeah, man, we're two peas in a pod. I like to buy stuff, and I like to buy Japanese video games, and you know what?
The recent Shin Megami Tensei thing has just like exploded between the two of us too.
Dude, I'll eat rice for a month to like buy a sick game. You know?
So are you liking Megaten 2?
I am. I have this problem with it where I play it at the end of the day, and I turn off all the lights. Damn, dude, why don't I have Con on here? There's a subtitle, isn't there?
I think. Well, I mean, I know there's just Cotton 2. And then Cotton Boomerang.
Damn, why isn't it on here?
Actually, let me look that up for you.
It's got to have some sort of a subtitle. So I'm pretty sure this is mostly complete.
Oh, try Magical Night Dreams.
Ah, yeah. Mm-hmm. There we go.
Dude, Cotton Boomerang. Yeah.
So let's just boot up Boomerang because it's pretty much the same thing. Yeah. Ed Jr. says, I want to make a game.
Let's also just talk about Sin and Punishment.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ed Jr. says, I want to make a game that looks like a Super Famicom RPG or one of those Sega Saturn RPGs, but it's actually a platformer with some combat and puzzle mechanics in it. Hell yeah.
You know, I was listening to a podcast earlier today, and I don't know a lot about game development, but I think that there are some platforms for developing pixel art games that are really pretty user friendly these days.
Yeah.
Of course, I can't tell you what it's called, but I think it's easier these days than it's ever been before. So
yeah,
that sounds great.
Man, look at this high res mode, the 480i art. It pops.
Full screen too. Full screen.
It's full screen.
You know, you gotta. The Saturn could have done so much more.
God, why didn't they port this to America in any way, shape, or form? I think the new Cotton collection that's coming out is like the first time that a Cotton game has even been like available stateside.
Wow. Oh my God.
Which is kind of nuts.
That's weird to think about because it's a pretty famous series.
Yeah.
If you're into like importing and weird shit, like I mean, Panorama Cotton on the Sega Genesis is unbelievable, mind-blowing masterpiece of a game.
Yeah.
I can't even believe that's running on the Sega Genesis.
Yeah. Some Eduardo says, what game is that with the Playboy player again? Game looks like Metal Slug. I'm guessing you're talking about Kyo. Yeah, she looks like a Playboy bunny. Yeah, this is so sick. Yeah, there is going to be a Switch version, Crispy. I believe you can still get a... See, this is Cotton Boomerang, and they're porting the first Cotton, which is not as good looking as this game.
But it's still incredible.
But it's still incredible.
And it comes with the Sharp X68000 version.
Yeah.
So you can get it's Switch and PS4.
Strictly Limited Games has a pre-order for an English version, but you got to pay like European shipping costs. So it's if you live in the US, it ends up being about like 60 or $70, which I mean
it's one of the most famous. It invented the cute-em-up genre. But actually, you know what's pretty cool about the first Cotton game is those games are pretty gory. They're pretty fucked up. Like you fight a lot of cool like rotting horror monsters and stuff. It almost has like a Ghouls and Ghosts vibe.
Yeah. I'm gonna play it like the first level of this. Look at this boss. Like all of the articulated sprite work and stuff is just so insane.
Everything is rotating sprites and transparencies everywhere and stuff.
I love it. I'm just a nerd for scaling and rotating sprites.
Yeah.
So good, man. Yeah, you got 3 different characters you can play. They all level up if you can, not die. Just kind of sick. The Cotton series is like. Yeah, I would say that it definitely, I don't know, maybe Twinbee invented the cute 'em up. That's a hard call. But what came first?
You're right.
What came first? Twinbee probably.
You're probably right about that.
I do not know. I did buy a Twinbee game when I was over there.
I got the Game Boy one when I was there.
Oh, nice. I picked that one up 2018. I did not get it the first year, but I wanted to get it later.
Well, man, yeah, Twinbee came out in '85, so.
Wow. Crispy asks, have you played the Outfoxies? I have not. I've never even heard of it.
Oh, the Outfoxies rules, dude.
I knew Joe would know about it.
That's almost like Smash Brothers meets Elevator Action Returns.
Oh, damn. That's
crazy scaling arenas. I think it's arcade only.
I lied. I did not bring a Twinbee game out, but I did bring out Bastardo.
Oh, Bastardo. Yeah, man, and that's one
full
where
title.
I immediately sold my American version.
Kisuyo Densetsu Bastardo.
That you should fire that up just for that intro cinematic. It's so good.
I played this one on one of the last couple of Saturn streams.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, it's well worth firing up again. And we'll fire up the Japanese version. I cannot take the US voice acting. It's so bad.
It's so bad.
Dude, I remember.
Yeah, I mean, I was pumped to sell my American copy as soon as I got home.
When I went into Super Potato, I was scanning the shelves to try to find it, but then you went and asked the employee if they had it, and then he led you over, and I was like 4 spines away from it. I was like, and then he like grabbed it right out from in front of me, and I was like,
really?
And then I like looked over, and then he gave it to you, and I was just like, but it was fine because I literally just like went 2 doors down and found the.
I thought you got a stall before I did.
No, you definitely snatched it out from beneath my finger. You sniped it.
I used Gixon.com on it.
Yeah, totally. But that's fine, because I got one for. So this was 3,380 yen, so about $30. Coolest thing about this is the printed. Oh
yeah, that looks so good. Full color.
Yeah. Oops. Look at that full color disc art. So sick. Love it.
Full color on silver, not like the PS2 games where it's like full color all across.
Yeah. It's on a silver disc, and it's just like printed so tastefully. Really cool art. Yeah, we'll fire up Estella.
I brought over Mars Matrix just to show this is one of my favorite. It's not as elaborate necessarily, but this is like one of my favorite disc.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Designs. Really probably not coming through over the webcam, but it's just extremely detailed graphic design work, like 2-point font size and all the little ship designs and stuff. Silver, pink.
It is beautiful.
Absolutely radical.
Key.Heart says he cut out the hard work and went straight to the source. LOL. Yeah, you were sick that day
man.
too.
I was fiending, I guess. Probably.
You were also like not feeling so good,
too.
and I remember like you would like crouch down for something, like grip your stomach, and like you might have had some mild food poisoning or something.
Oh, that day that I had the food poisoning too.
Yeah.
I was in a weird mood that day. I mean, to be honest, I ate a weird squid the day before, and I was shitting my brains out the next day.
Yeah, you ate that raw. It looked like a little raw octopus on a stick. It's crazy. That was all the Super Famicom games I got. I think I showed all those. I showed the PC Engine. It's a cool Saturn version of Alien Trilogy.
Oh yeah, I had the American version of that. Not a good game, but pretty cool to have a.
It's okay.
Japanese...
It's a first-person shooter. This was like 700 yen, $7 or something. So, I thought it was worth it just for that sick typography and like spine card and stuff. And yeah. A lot of the games, it's just like I see that graphic design. I'm just like, damn, that thing slams. Look at that. Look at that graphic design.
There's a Alien 3 for the Super Famicom that has a really fantastic cover too.
Yeah.
It's like multiple alien xenomorphs kind of. There's like a xenomorph in the background, and then there's a xenomorph in the front too. It's just all texture. It's just all Geiger texture everywhere.
Yeah. So Crispy's got some advice. Has got to travel with probiotics. Yes, absolutely.
Man, I know.
Next time.
I was going crazy on the vitamin C and the vitamin D at the time, but yes, I did not bring any probiotics, and now I learned my lesson. This
is something I kind of wanted to show. This is some Japanese PlayStation games are presented in these really thick boxes. So this is Parodius Deluxe Pack. And you can see
cool! I have that on Saturn.
Yeah, I got the PS1 version because it was cheaper. But I got the other two on Saturn. I got GQ Oshibari Parodius and Forever With You. And God, what's the second one called? Now I'm losing it.
What? Sexy Parodius?
Sexy. No wait, that is. No wait. Yeah, Sexy Parodius. Yeah, because GQ Oshibari Parodius is chatting Parodius. So.
Yes, chatting. You've got an announcer kind of like talking you through the level.
Yeah, it's kind of sick.
Man,
I was
just looking at this.
So you get the thick manual inside. It's like extra thick inside the case. So it's like the case is nice and roomy, and then you got your space for your spine card to just go in there, and it all lives in that big thick case. The only thing about these that it sucks is if they get crushed, you cannot find replacement cases for these. You're just kind of you're SOL.
Yeah, it's interesting that the cover has this extra kind of text written on the backside.
Yeah.
It's not showing up on my thing, but
yeah.
I was just looking at this copy of Umihara Kawase. Speaking of really cool disc art,
here,
this
so
one.
You get like the kind of instructions on the back, and then
like,
I'll blow you up here.
Do not leave your CD on a heater.
Yeah. They have like a little cartoon graphic of the.
That's a good disc.
Ah man,
design
that is a look at that graphic design.
Pink and purple.
God, kill me.
It's all matte too. It doesn't come through on the webcam, but it's all matte and yeah.
I know you got this one. Intelligent Cube.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool fat box of this. This is
Intelligent Cube has kind of a cool like
50 yen. It's like a 50
almost
cent
like
game
David Lynch kind of vibe or something to it, or like X-Files kind of vibe.
Yeah. So this is from Super Potato, and they put these little things in the plastic that tell you. This probably says missing spine card, which is probably why it was like 50 cents. But yeah, look at that disc, man. Jesus.
Yeah. Whoa. Is that? Hang on, I gotta look at mine.
I think you have a different version. There's like 5 different versions of IQ in Japan. The US one is getting kind of pricey. At the time that I bought this, the US version was $50. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna pay 50 cents for it. Oh, you got IQ Final. Okay.
Yeah, I have IQ Final.
Check this out.
The disc art's a little different on this one.
So it's like, it doesn't really hinge correctly, but I think
this one's got I did your Obi technique on this one because it's got the gold.
Yeah,
it's got the gold Obi strip and it's so nice.
I love it. I love it. Rainy
and
Cakes is laughing.
This one looks excellent on the Vita
a weird
too,
squid.
It's all
100% never be something I say. Yeah, you're playing that one on the OLED, right? On the Vita.
Yeah. I definitely was looking for any game with a lot of black voids for that Vita, and this is one of the best looking games to play emulated on the Vita.
So here's one I got at Surugaya in Akihabara.
Oh yeah, cool game.
Darius.
Now, does yours have weird, like glitchy,
yeah, dude,
like
it's
kind
messed
of audio?
Up. The sound pops in and out. It like plays like part. I'm curious to play the new remake on PS4 because M2 did it, and they're porting the arcade version. So it's it's going to be good, and the arcade version will not run in MAME. It doesn't play nicely with MAME. So like, there's not really a good way to play this unless you're at the arcade. This is another really nice disc and insert here. Kind of see this a little closer.
Excellent, really cool box disc art on that one.
It's like a double hit screen print, like another pink and purple. Got that cool. Love that. Just cross section of the eyes there. It's so sick.
There's the Sega Lord X YouTube intro.
Oh yeah. Kidet Heart. This is Astal for Sega Saturn. Or what's the full Japanese title again? I can never remember. Kiyu Densetsu Astaru. Kisuyu Densetsu Astaru. Yeah, it is quite amazing. It's a great game.
And towards the end of the game, it really ramps up on the platforming challenge. Like it kind of starts off feeling like a weird, almost like a beat 'em up.
They're like
crossed with a
you.
platformer or something. By the end of the game, you realize this is Sega doing a top tier 2D platformer, and by the end, you really gotta like get that dexterity down.
Yeah,
The last level is tough.
It is. I beat it when I first got my first PVM. I was like,
oh, cool.
This is the game that I'm gonna test out the PVM with, and it was a little 8-inch Sony. And I sat real close to it, and it pops so hard. It looks so good. This is one I got on your recommendation.
Oh man, I love that game.
Xevious 3DG Plus.
More super flat shaded polygons, extremely crisp looking.
Really, really cool remake of the original Xevious, and it includes the original as well.
Yeah.
So it got Xevious, Super Xevious, Xevious Arrange, and Xevious 3DG Plus.
And it's hard. 3DG Plus, any Xevious is hard, but
dude,
those games are really tough.
They're so hard. They're so hard.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever made it past like the 3rd or 4th level in that game.
I haven't.
Super cool looking though, like really, really sharp, beautiful, minimalist art style.
Got a couple more here. This is the Shooting collection in the 1500 series, and I went
what's on that?
Cheap on this. It's got Ray Storm and Ray Crisis. So
okay,
yeah, this is like Layer Section 2, and God, they have so many names for them. It's like Galactic Attack, Layer Section, and then they call it Layer Section 2 Ray Storm, and then there's Ray Crisis, which I think is just Ray Crisis regardless.
Yeah, that's the only one that's like across the board.
So the 1500 series is like, I don't know, it's not really greatest hits, because they have a greatest hits series in Japan, and they also have another budget series called PS1 Books. So it's like they've got all these weird little sub-series, but 1500 series is just like budget titles usually, and they're kind of generic. Like there's one that's called like The Shooting, and it's just like generic light gun games, and then there's like The Mahjong, and then those are just generic Mahjong games. But then for some reason they've got this banger double pack.
That's a really good deal.
Has Ray Crisis and Ray Storm.
Rule.
And this was also like, this was like 1,500 yen as well. And I believe this version in particular has like a different version of Ray Crisis.
Oh,
I'm not
cool.
sure.
There is an arranged version of Ray Crisis that has a different like one-up. You don't really have lives. It's kind of based on like how you can keep the momentum of your scoring going.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got this arranged soundtrack that is just unbelievable. I know you're into the arranged soundtracks.
I love the arranged of yeah. That's that the CD is called like the Noitans mix. And,
yeah.
I think I put the version of Aquarium from the Noitans mix on my Bullet Heaven mixtape. So
yeah.
I've been listening to nothing but shmup soundtracks lately because I'm making a new Bullet Heaven mixtape this month, and so yeah, my mind is just like breakbeats are playing all the time, and there's just like glossy synth chords just constantly. I got a ton of loose Super Famicom games this trip. I think I showed all my discs that I got, but I didn't
even pull over my Super Famicom stuff. It's just too. It's a lot. I don't know, wabi sabi.
Yeah. So here's a cool one. The Super Game Boy 2. There's like a really funny. Oh yeah, Crispy mentioned Chowaniki. I love Chowaniki. That was the first game I ever streamed. So yeah, the original Super Game Boy runs a little bit too fast. It runs games at like 1 or 2 megahertz faster than they should run. And then Pokemon came out, and then people wanted to trade Pokemon with their Super Game Boys. So like they just decided to make the Super Game Boy 2, which has a link cable port, and it plays games at the proper speed. So this I got lucky. I got this at A2, which is now a Surugaya, in Osaka for $10. And now these go for a lot more than $10.
That's awesome, man.
I feel bad. I feel like this whole stream is just like, you can't get this anymore. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad that we got stuff that we wanted when it wasn't like totally bank breaking, because that
2017 might have been. I mean, people would probably argue even earlier than this, but I think we got there just in time.
Yeah,
basically.
I mean, some of the prices had gone up in 2018 and 2019. There was definitely like some of the more common titles that I saw in 2017 had gone up a little bit, but there were still good deals to be had elsewhere. It just depends on where you look. So
yeah,
don't give up your dreams.
Crate digging and book off and stuff like that.
Yes, yeah, you got to get out of the major cities. I found a ton of good deals in Nagoya, which I feel like is just not as traveled by tourists. So I don't know.
Yeah, I could see why. And that city rules too. It's really peaceful and clean, and
I liked Nagoya. Everybody always says it's boring, but it's just like, it's sick, just like any other.
It's just chill.
It's chill. It's chill as hell. They had a little nerd zone there too, with like all kinds of record stores and video game shops and junk shops, and that's where I found.
There's a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. There's a JoJo bar in Nagoya, so if anyone's into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, you can go in there, and I guess by virtue of being a JoJo bar, it's also an American rock and roll bar, because that's kind of the whole thing with JoJo. So the guy in there is just like loves like Green Day
Dio,
and like
Deep Purple,
Dolly Parton, just like the whole spectrum of American music.
Interesting.
And you can get like extremely overpriced French fries.
Damn,
they're good.
I would just kill for a plate of fries right now, man. I wonder if I got a bag of those in the freezer. Crispy asks, do you guys use Logic Pro? I use. I do. Ableton. Joe uses Logic.
Yeah, I use Logic to track all of these. I'm gonna swerve the webcam over.
But Joe's a hardware guy, so.
Yeah, I've got all these synthesizers. Oh, you can't see it because it's cloaked in darkness over here, but.
Let me see
there's
that
the ARP 2600.
Oh yeah, there's the ARP 2600. Damn, look at that shit.
I restored that.
Look at that shit.
Here's some treats for my cat.
That's hot. I'm gonna blow you up here.
So we got the SH-101, PlayStation Vita.
Oh, necessary for the cooking in the stew.
But basically, what I do is I sync all these up. Got them going into a cheapo little mixer.
Yeah.
And then I just use Logic to do really basic kind of editing and multi-track recording and stuff,
Hell yeah.
But I've been getting into I guess this is the other things because I'm talking about hardware.
You got your nice polyend, right?
Yeah, the polyend tracker.
Oh yeah, look at that shit.
Is kind of the new brain of my setup.
Everyone watching this is required to go check out some Bastion Void if you're not familiar after the stream, please.
Well, yeah.
So I wonder if I can get the SNES booted up. I was having trouble with it earlier, but I think I might have been on the wrong mode because it's got a 320 mode and a 256 mode. I have a feeling I had it on the 256 mode, but I got stacks of Super Famicom games there. It's just like. Just kind of blow through them real quick. You got Maruchan Cotton, 100% Adventure. This is,
there you go, man.
This is a good one.
So good, so colorful, so pastel.
Cute Cotton game. Go-Go Ackman 2.
Kai?
I don't have Kiki Kai Kai. I don't have that. Go-Go Ackman 2 is Akira Toriyama art.
Yeah, you gotta love that. Oh yeah, wait.
Looks like Trunks on there. Ed Jr., have a nice night. Take care.
I pulled this one out for the Toriyama.
Toe Ball, that's so sick.
And this game has that RPG component to it as well.
Dude, that is one of the best looking fighting games on the PS1 because it runs in the high-res 480i mode.
Yeah,
so sick.
Yeah, it does.
Looks
kind of like Virtua Fighter 2.
Unbelievably sharp on PS1.
And it's 60 FPS as well, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, the geometry on the models is like simple enough that it pulls off looking detailed without like being over engineered. I don't know.
And I don't know if we can but the character lineup is so Dragon Ball Z. The characers are I would say peak Toriyama.
The footwear in that game is insane. I think Mark has like a anime footwear blog, right?
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know that blog, but I want to check it out.
Mark has an anime footwear Tumblr or like video game footwear, and he's got a bunch of toe ball stuff on there.
The fashion. I read all of Dragon Ball in the big manga form like last year.
Yeah.
And he draws his characters like Bulma and stuff in different outfits all the time. He's constantly coming up with new designs for his characters. The fashion is off the chain. By the way, speaking of really cool disc designs, that Toe Ball 1 disc is pretty cool.
You get a Square demo in there too?
This came with a weird thing that I've never seen before. It's like a silicone.
Oh, weird.
Floppy silicone protector.
Weird.
I don't know what it is, and I don't know why I have it, but it's in here. And then also, you get Square's preview.
Practice safe disc swapping.
That is, it has a demo of Final Fantasy VII on it with kind of like some weird content. Like if you're into deep diving on Final Fantasy VII, like a lot of people really want to see every little bit of that game. The demo that comes with this has some slightly different music, or kind of like some strange artwork stuff that is different from the main game.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Kind of fascinating to check out. Yeah.
I know my Tobal has an extra CD, but I don't know what it is. So these are infinitely cheaper in Japan than the US.
Yeah, right. To just have all the Mega Man X games like that.
Rockman and Forte.
Rockman and Forte
X2,
is my favorite one.
Rockman X3. This one never made it to America until the Game Boy Advance version. And Mega Man X2 and Mega Man X3 are just like stupid expensive in America, I think.
Man, do you like those games? Because I could never really get into them as much as
they're not as good as X1.
Lauded as they are.
They're not as good as X1. They look really good though.
I love X4.
Visually.
I kind of consider X4 to be the next real sequel.
Do you like the Saturn or the PlayStation version? Let's boot up the Saturn version.
When I was a kid, I had it on PlayStation, but now I have it on Saturn.
Yeah, I've got all
those
on.
It's got some sick box art, really good box art. You might have to show that off.
I've got all those on PlayStation. Yeah, you should get it. I lost sync. Here we go.
Look at that.
Damn. Yeah, that's hard.
That's
hard
insane.
as hell. Damn.
You look at artwork like this and you think they think of video games differently in Japan.
They do.
They just think this is actually like kind of like a respected work of art.
That's for a gamer, dude. You know, like stuff here. It's just like, let's make Kirby mean looking.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Yeah.
The Kirby with the angry eyebrows.
I hate it, man. Yeah, the Rockman X3, I remember the port feeling weird on here. I'm not sure about it.
Oh, for Saturn, I think it has weird bars on the side.
It's something didn't sit right with me. The music didn't sit right with me either. It's got like
X4? X4 is great on
for
Saturn.
X3.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is sick as hell.
This has a really good. I love this track.
Let the attract mode go.
Great. Jam this.
It's another one I picked up. Ghost Sweeper Mikami.
Ooh, that's a cool game.
This was on I think this was on one of those GameSack Left in Japan videos.
Probably not that cheap, right?
And I think this was about $30.
Yeah.
It was cheaper than it goes for on North American eBay. What I always do to ensure that I get the cheapest price possible is, like I was saying earlier, I'll go to multiple game shops in the area. I'll go to every single game shop in the area. I'll literally look at every single game on the shelves. Any of the ones that I'm interested in, I pull them out and I take a price of the picture. So I can, save it in my memory for later. And then when I'm about to leave that area, I'll go through the pictures and then find the place that had the cheapest price. I will then check that price against the Japanese equivalent of eBay, like Yahoo Auctions. And then I'll check the North American eBay. And there's been certain cases where like it's cheaper on North American eBay for whatever reason. In that case, I'll just buy it right then. I'll be like, all right. I did that last year.
That's very practical of you, and it also is like 10 times more restrained than I am, because I just go fucking bananas.
You're buy on site, right?
I'm like, nope, I want this. I think I kind of like, I did that more on my first trip to Japan. I would like hold a thing, and then I would look at the price on eBay, and then I'd put it back, and then, I wouldn't go home and get it. So the second time I went back, I was just like, no more of that. If I want a thing, I'm not going to overthink it. I'm charging it to the credit card, and I'll worry about this when I get home.
Swipe it and forget it. That's a good motto to have sometimes. So what else we got here?
Swipe with no gripe.
This is a Makoros game for Super Famicom. Scrambled Valkyrie.
Excellent game. So
amazing
good. So
shmup.
Tough. Really tough.
It is tough. Graphics on
of
this
those
are incredible.
Games, it deceives you. You think it's easy because it has a life bar.
Yeah.
And then your life bar runs out and it's game over.
Right. This one follows the prequel, or this one actually might be kind of a sequel to God, I don't remember where this takes place in Makudos lore. But you can play 3 different characters. The shooting mechanics are tight. You can transform your ship into the robot. It's probably the best Japanese shmup for the Super Famicom, if I had to just call that out.
Does because I guess Super Aleste doesn't count.
Yeah,
right?
Super Aleste doesn't count because they got Space Megaforce. So
yeah, because I think that's probably just like the best 16-bit shmup. Like, it's so crazy.
It is.
I don't love the Super Nintendo.
Take care, Cliffy. Thanks for joining.
But that game just elevates above all.
Yeah. So
there's that interview with the main guy from Compile, where he said something. There was a question, was like, why don't you think there are more good shooters on the Super Nintendo? And he said, he said something like, it makes me really sad when I think about how lazy some game developers are. They just don't even try, and it just makes me feel sad to know that there are people like that in the world.
That's so awesome.
Like, so harsh.
So harsh, but so sick.
So there's some interesting stuff here that we could to talk about with Mega Man X4.
I see a fake transparency kind of.
So I think there's something like in the PlayStation version, the lights in the background are transparent; they're not dithered.
Interesting.
But the tube is not. The tube isn't there or something.
Huh.
There's something like it's a trade-off. Like, I think that the transparency of the tube is just omitted from the PlayStation version, but
interesting.
The spotlights are transparent instead.
Yeah, because those are dithered.
Yeah, always a trade-off. But you know what? I'm so over it. Like, the dithering is kind of cool. Everybody loves the Neo Geo. Neo Geo is all dithering, but no one bashes that.
It's so uniquely Saturn.
Yes.
I haven't really played this game that much, so.
Yeah, this game is
beautiful.
Cool. Yeah.
And I mean, dude, look at that Zero sprite. Look at the frames of animation as he slashes.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah. I was recently looking at a sprite comparison from Mega Man X1 all the way through X6 or something like that, dude, and
man,
the jump from X3 to X4 is really,
nice.
really cool to look at.
My buddy growing up had all the PC versions of these games, like the big box PC versions, and I always thought that was so cool.
Wow.
I swear I remember him playing one of the X's that you could play as Zero as on PC, and just thinking that it looked amazing.
Speaking of Rockman and Forte, when emulation for the Super Nintendo was new, ZSNES and SNES 9X, it was like cutting edge at the time. The two big games that me and my friends emulated were Chrono Trigger and Rockman and Forte. At the time, it was labeled Mega Man 9.
Ah, interesting.
And we had no fucking clue what it was, but we played through all of Rockman and Forte with a keyboard. The direction buttons on the keyboard.
That's crazy.
We played the whole game that way with save states.
Of course. Yeah, dude, those early days of like ROM stuff, and also just finding out that there were English translations for stuff like Bahamut Lagoon and
Seiken Densetsu 3,
Seiken 3, Live Alive, all those games just, man, it was just a crazy new
Live
world
Alive
of gaming.
is one that I still really want to try. Have you played it? Have you played Live Alive?
I've played, when emulators were a thing. Way back when, on ZSNES, but I've never started a game since getting a flash cart. I saw it was on I watched that Tim Rogers 1994 review.
Yes, right,
the other day, and he put that on there.
That's a good video.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
I think that was one of the. I think that video specifically popped it back into my brain, and it was I have it sitting on the SD to SNES, but I've never played it.
Dude, he's got Shin Megami Tensei 2 on there, and then he
I know.
He says that he didn't write any notes on it, but then he just kind of goes into an improv about how everybody loves Persona 3, and that everybody is super impressed by the mechanics of Persona 3. And he's like, man, these guys were out there. They were already there, and they were already making these games in 1994, and everything that's in Persona 3 that you like about it is in Shin Megami Tensei 2. just on a different scale.
I think he said he's going to be doing a video, in-depth video review on Persona 2.
Interesting, like an action button review.
Yeah, like one of those big 3-hour, 6-hour things.
Yeah, man. He said that Tokimeki Memorial one was 600 hours worth of work to produce that one video. It's a 6-hour-long video. I highly recommend anybody, even remotely into any kind of video games, watch it. It's so sick.
Dude, watch everything Tim Rogers has ever done.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's just...
We love Tim.
For me, it was the Dragon Quest XI review.
I still gotta watch that one. I kind of just don't. I kind of just want to play the game and like not watch the review, but
it just, his enthusiasm. He's not afraid of coming off as pretentious. He gets psyched about a thing, and then he explodes his knowledge of the subject.
Yeah.
And if you're into it, it's just like everything you need to know. But one thing he said about his Tokimeki Memorial review is like, yeah, it's basically not possible to enjoy it if you're an English speaker.
Yeah.
So he played it for us.
Yeah, totally.
And so you can watch this 6-hour in-depth review of the game and watch, I think, 2 or 3 various different playthroughs of Tokimeki Memorial.
Yeah. There's like his first guideless playthrough, and then he did 16 other playthroughs after that to get every ending, and then he did one last playthrough with like all of the knowledge that he gleaned. He played every version. I think we're gonna have to wrap it up here. We're getting pretty close to 10 my time.
Time for me to kick back, play some Persona.
Yeah.
For the evening.
Enjoy some games, right? So I only got a couple more here that I kind of wanted to briefly mention. One is Ganbare Goemon 2 and 3. So
man, oh dude, there are some PSP Goemon games too. Have you played those?
No, I haven't. So states, you got Legend of the Mystical Ninja for Super NES, and I mean they made 2 more sequels that are just as good in Japan and have just amazing big chunky sprite work and
so colorful.
Admittedly, I've never beaten any of them, but these were also recently fan translated.
Masterful Konami, peak Konami,
man. Stephen Farrell says, I also got back into Tim with that DQ11 review. Worth watching as an overall appreciation and love letter to the DQ series. Yeah, totally.
Man, big time. I mean,
he's so
that
cool.
got me. I wanted to play Dragon Quest XI so bad after watching that review, but it wasn't really in my budget to buy a new PS4 game. Yeah. So I looked over at my shelf and I said, I've had Dragon Quest VII sitting here for 15 years. I popped that in and I played Dragon Quest VII for 2 years.
Damn.
And but by the time I finished Dragon Quest VII on PlayStation 1, Dragon Quest XI Definitive Edition for the PS4 had come out just in time. So 2 years go by, I finished 7, and finally I popped into I tried out Dragon Quest XI. I like it, but I think that I dig Toriyama's art. I think I dig Dragon Quest games as pixel art sprite games more. And I know that mode is in Dragon Quest XI, but I kind of feel like if I'm gonna play it like pixel art, I'm probably gonna want to.
You gotta play
throw on Dragon Quest 3 for the Super Famicom, because the remake of that is like looks better than Chrono Trigger. It's so beautiful. It's just one of those late era Super Famicom games. Once again, like almost looks like a PlayStation game.
Dude.
Anyway,
pick out one final game for me to just put up while I bullshit for
Metal
another
Black.
10 minutes. Oh, sick. Good choice. So this one I missed it because I picked it up and I just wasn't ready to commit yet. I had seen it when it was towards the end of our trip, and I had Josh pick this one up for me. He had me do some mastering for Muson, and I was like, dude, can you pay me in Metal Black? And he was like, what? I was like, just buy me this game and I'll master two releases for you or whatever. So
man, it's pretty funny to think that Megumi was looking at my weird translation request for Josh earlier today, and she just goes like, what is with your friends,
Yeah, just absolutely shocked.
Just like, your friends are really big nerds, aren't they?
Yep. Damn right.
So this is Gun Frontier. Gun Frontier 2. Have you played the first Gun Frontier?
I have not.
It's like a really raw...
It's like a running gun, right?
Old school... No, it's a shooter. But it's got like a sci-fi Wild West vibe. And it's nothing like this at all.
Nice.
But they call this Gun Frontier 2.
Sick. Yeah, I've never played it.
Your ship is a giant revolver, but with wings.
Damn.
And Gun Frontier. It's a cool ship design.
That's a hard style. Yeah, one more or two more, I guess. Yeah, Pop and Twin B.
Man, okay. I thought you were gonna say two more Saturn games, because I feel like you should throw on a weird one like Manx TT Superbike or something.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, we could totally. You got man, that mech game. Name is escaping me. Frick.
Oh, the mech game.
The second one. Oh yeah, you got Bulk Slash after the trip, or was it on the second trip?
I got a really good deal on Bulk Slash from a Saturn fan group on Facebook.
Nice. Yeah, I played that on the last Japanese Saturn game stream that I did, and it was pretty sick. I didn't realize you could stand in place and then like shoot like up and down. I had just kind of been playing it the wrong way the whole entire time.
You know, the thing about Bulk Slash, like the first two levels, you feel like there's this formula that's getting established, and then by like the third level or something, it switches up, and the missions get really varied. They go out into space. There are some missions that are actually like in corridors rather than big wide open maps. There's a lot of variety in that game, and it's made by Hudson. It's like the PC Engine vibe carried over into Saturn.
I'll fire up one more weird one real quick. So last game that I don't think I showed yet is the Fireman.
Oh, weird. Yeah. I've always wanted to try that.
Yeah, it's a firefighting game for Super Nintendo. Where like the enemies are literally like plumes of fire coming towards you. It's kind of like a top-down. I don't know, Joe. Would you say it's like a Zelda-like almost?
It has a Zelda vibe, but I don't know enough about it to really. I've wanted to try it more, but I haven't played it that much. Dude, you know what game has sick music? And if that's what people are into,
what?
Sega GT. Wait, hang on.
We'll put on one of the Sega games. He said Manx Superbike too. That's a good one. The Sega Rally games have amazing soundtracks. I think they have like a sound test mode as well. Oh, Sexy Parodius, man, that's so good.
Okay, yeah, Sega Rally rules, but no, this is Sega GP 95.
Dude, I don't see it.
Hang
on. We got to get it right.
Sorry, it's getting late here. I've had a lot of beer. It's Hang on GP 95.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's boot that one up real quick.
Sick box art. Look, there's a little
that is incredible.
Sonic the Hedgehog sticker on the bike.
Damn. That is awesome.
And I mean, the game is rough. It's weird to play. It's really weird to play. What kind of controller are you using right now?
I just have a regular Rego US pad.
It's one of those games that kind of wants you to use the it wants you to use the analog pad.
Oh, nice. I've got one of those in here. It's like tucked behind the Dreamcast. How about the ASCII stick? One-handed. I've been playing SMT2 with this, and it's nice because I can lay on the couch like this. And like I have the iPad.
I'm definitely gonna take my Vita onto the couch later.
I have the iPad in one hand with the maps and the guide, and then I just all you need is A and B in that game, and so you don't really need any like twitch reflexes to play it. So it's sick.
The soundtrack in Hang On GP is kind of has like a shoot 'em up vibe. It's got that
3D.
mid 90s, early 90s, fucking ripping. I actually recorded this whole soundtrack to my reel-to-reel tape machine for some reason.
That's awesome.
I haven't done anything with it, but it's gonna feel really weird for you to play because it wants you to use the wants you to use the racing thing.
Okay.
Or the analog stick.
Dude, I'm just gonna rock the soundtrack here.
Yeah.
Damn. I love that, like, it just almost every Saturn or Genesis game has a sick, like, sound test mode.
You'll know when it's the good one. Hey, let's see.
Sounds like Sonic 3 music.
It does.
Damn. Okay. I'm actually gonna play it. I'm gonna play the game.
Yeah. Do you have the 3D controller on hand?
Yeah. Should I plug it in?
Yeah. Use the 3D controller, and you gotta play it like Sonic R. You need to hold forward on the controller and kind of like ease left and right.
Sure.
But hold forward.
Tank controls.
Sort of, yeah.
It's Resident Evil controls.
And just put it on easy too, because it's brutal.
Oh, nice. Look at those models.
The circuit race course.
Love it. Damn, this is sick.
Yeah.
Albatross Cliff Reef.
Nice. Yeah, this looks like some classic Sega here. Is first party Sega?
Oh yeah.
Nice. Damn.
So it's got an analog weight thing going on.
Okay.
Yeah, here's that soundtrack.
Nice. Yeah, I'm using the analog stick. It's like too sensitive. It's like I like barely.
Hold forward.
Oh, okay, I get it.
And go gentle with it.
I get it. It's still like very hard for me to.
I know.
Get used to. Damn. Yeah, this is interesting. I've never even heard of this game. I heard of, I have a copy of Manx TT Superbike on my shelf, but this is crazy. It's got kind of F-Zero-like controls.
Yeah.
Like the original F-Zero for SNES. Oh my god. Check out those physics. Amazing.
It's a really unique game, and it's got big flaws, but it's just one of those fascinating, weird Japanese Saturn games,
It's almost like they were trying to do Hang On in like meets Ridge Racer or something. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Hang On meets Ridge Racer. Yeah.
It's got kind of a cool aesthetic, though. I love it. Any first-party Sega like racing games are guaranteed to be good.
Yeah, pretty much. And so this one, what they really want you to have is the big racing thing.
Of course.
This
I wouldn't
was like
mind
a
getting
showpiece
those.
for that. That's one that I had Josh get for me.
Nice.
He got it. He got it in and just sent me a message like, dude, this thing is really fucking big.
Yeah. God, I feel so bad. I feel bad about that PS2. It's like too heavy to send.
He's a saint, man.
The game mule, Josh. We love you, Josh. Man, I gotta send him another box of American vegan junk food, because Josh and his partner are vegan, and Oreos in Japan are not vegan, but Oreos in America are vegan because there's no real food in them.
What is different in Japan? What do they have to?
They put milk in them over there for whatever reason, and over here they're just like weird chemicals that start with X and Y, so they're not actually. It's not actually food, so it's technically vegan. Oh man, I think that's gonna do it tonight, Joe. I think.
Man, that was really fun.
Yeah, we've gone on for a couple hours now, and it has been really, really fun.
Yeah.
It's cool to to just hang out with you in front of a live audience, regardless of who tunes in. So
yeah, really.
Yeah.
I can't wait to make it out to Chicago once this goddamn pandemic is over.
Yep.
Because it's definitely going to be over
is,
someday.
Is done clutching the market, then yeah.
Well, they're saying that vaccines will be open to the general public in April. So
nice. Yeah. Let's hope and pray so that we can get a sick ass old school sleepover going. We'll stay up till 5 a.m. playing psychedelic Saturn games and drinking soda pop and having fun. So.
Drinking Polar.
yeah, drinking Polar, more like it. So, yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. Once again, I'm Equip. This is Bastion Void, runs the label Moss Archive, has all kinds of sick projects going on. Check this stuff out. Follow Joe on Insta.
Real quick too, the record label turns 10 next month.
Nice. Congratulations. Yeah, Moss Archive.
Pretty wild.
It's crazy because I had heard of Moss Archive before I met you, and I had known of Bastion Void from like the OG cassette tape scene of 2012, 2013. So, yeah, man. Next time we'll fire up some different games and maybe pick a different system to kind of highlight. But this has been real fun. So
absolutely, Kevin. So good to hang out.
Hell yeah. Well, yeah. Peace out, y'all. Thanks for joining. See you Tuesday on Neo Gaia, and have a nice night.